and shooting out a bunch of content as well. Ryan, thank you for being here. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. Good to be here again. Get to commentate on an awesome event that I play every week. So, this is like a fun hobby for me.
I love it. And you did cash this week again. You almost had to not be able to be on, but that's part of the risk when we have great guests. We know they're competing, and there is sometimes where they do have to miss to make the final table. But what 18th? You got 18th, paid like 26 or 27.
Yeah, it was 26K and the bubble. I remember it didn't there was not even a bubble. Two people busted at the same time, so it was like a really easy bubble for most of us. And yeah, I
Yeah.
played with some of these guys. Good to see them make a big stack on a final table. Really excited to watch what happens.
Awesome. Well, here's last week's winner, Hans Jeschka, who did get it done. Second win on 3 final tables. Pretty crazy. You see some guys 20 final tables, 18, 0, 20, and 1, but nice ratio there. See if you can keep that up. And a lot of those earnings coming from the GG Millions on GG as Juan Pardo Dominguez. Very tough opponent. They were battling back and forth here, but ultimately a Queen 10 limp starts out. Looks pretty standard. We see a raise. And tell me about defending limp. Queen 10 going to be in the limp call range there.
Yeah, everything seems relatively solid, and I've never made it to heads up, so in this tournament, so I'm not gonna be the best guy to ask about this. But yeah, so far everything looks good.
Yeah, standard stuff as we see top pair with a spade. Actually, I remember it was just last week. I do remember a pretty interesting river spot here, but big pot was played. As we know, this was the winning hand. So spoiler on that. They're going to know who wins. Although I think that, yeah, Juan made a interesting, the board was dynamic. There was by the end, I believe flush and straight possible, and he had a nice blocker with the flush and the straight, and he had a top pair, and ultimately hard to make a pair. So kind of polarizing spot in the end. But as it stands there, what do you think about the raise? Probably pretty close to just call a raise with the Queen 10 kicker there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you just said it's hard to make a pair in heads up poker, so you want to try and mix up strategies where you put in money with some of these strong kickers, strong top pairs, and, opponent has to continue really wide because you can also be bluffing with some nice draws or backdoors.
Yeah, well, there it is. Queen 10 still top paired, no king or ace, and check after raising the turn. So kind of interesting, a little bit tricky, and does block Jack 10. Although again, that would have been a gut shot on the river. A 4 spades comes. So this is interesting with the check, and there's still fairly deep 2-1 SPR almost for Juan Pardo Dominguez, and obviously Hans covering as the river is a spade, and it might have just been an overbet jam, or it might have been bet, and I think it was just jam and then a decision. But pretty cool pot.
Yeah.
To
I remember seeing this hand. It's I mean, heads up poker is wild. You just have to be battling for spots like that all the time.
well,
And I think
did we just
oh,
get
they cut it. Oops.
fast forward? Spoiler, I think it was a jam and a
Yeah.
call, as it was a tough spot, but he did end up giving it did look him up, took a time bank and made a tough call, and I forget what the exact hand. There was a bluff. I think it was
Ace of
maybe,
spades. Ace of spades, seven of hearts. I
Yep.
remember seeing it. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. It was
So
ace of
bluffing with
spades.
the ace of spades, which makes sense. Like you have nice blocker.
Yeah,
And
exactly. That was the hand, and that was the end result. I'm not sure, they just kind of, yeah, mystery hand. That's a good start. Early mystery hand on the opening hand, but we'll want to welcome everyone as you do look at the all-time list here. Pretty fascinating to see two players with 10 plus titles. Samuel won back to back a while ago and then capped another, as we see Artur Mortarizian again just got a World Series bracelet and finished second in Negreanu. So no surprise, top players online and live showing their stuff, as Juan Pardo Dominguez we just saw took second last week. He also has got over 10 million in earnings, and pretty impressive group of characters as we see the season 2, the second part now of 2026 that will culminate in the Bahamas. Of course, Bahamar, you said you're going there, correct?
yeah,
Ryan? You'll be
I'll definitely be there.
for that.
Very
So that'll be
excited.
fun. I'll be there too. Osmerko's been in great form, and 3 final tables and a title already, and some other really strong players on that list as we do progress into the payouts today. 406, very healthy payout, and 58,000 for the ninth place. So again, payout's pretty standard how it goes here. A big heads up match with that 10K added seat. It's about 90,000,
Yeah.
about 100K, 6-figure heads up match here, and we will see that play out today. To a winner, no deals in the GG Millions as always, and I think the
This event overlaid, by the way. First time I've seen it overlay in a long time.
yeah, I think people just getting back in the swing after the WSOP
Yeah.
and summertime, but there was slight overlay there as we see the Brazilian. And I don't want to spoil, but man, what a day for Brazil. We have got a lot of people, maybe a record amount of Brazilian flags joining this final table. This player is one I know not as much about. Have you played much with Dalton there as he is?
Yeah, he plays high stakes and mid stakes. I think he's been playing for a long time. Very good Brazilian reg and very tough opponent. We were playing a lot against each other in this tournament around the bubble, so I have a bit of history with him. Really solid opponent. Good to see he made the final table. I don't think he plays the 10Ks very often, but you know, sometimes you kind of like want to get a bit of confidence playing some of the 1Ks, 5Ks, and these names very often. Believe he's like one of these like kind of up and coming like Austrian players that kind of got their start in the last like 5 to 10 years or so, or even like more recently. But yeah, very good opponent, and obviously has a lot of really good results. And a lot of these guys, like for them, the 10K is nothing. It's not like it's kind of like new territory for them. Like they play the same game really well everywhere, and they're definitely strong enough to be competing at like this level.
It's exactly what you're saying. These guys are just showing up constantly. Another one here, Alex Theologis, who is in a is that who's that ninja? Is that Phil Nagy with someone there? Is that who?
I think that looks like Enrico. I could be wrong,
Oh
but
yeah, I think you're right.
it
It
looks
kind of
like
look like
Enrico.
Ninja.
It's
It
a
is.
yeah.
I believe you're right. It's Enrico. So interesting. Alex was featured on the Online Poker Millionaires. 11 million in earnings and 1.6 of those GG millions. It has got a win before. 1.2 million in online. 25K. Won a bracelet there. Very tough player. Tell me about Alex.
I mean, I played with him in Triton as well recently in Korea, and he's been out on the highest stakes for a very long time. They did the online poker millionaire series about him. Really, really strong, accomplished player, and I think one of the best players out of. I'm not sure if he's from Austria specifically, but I know he's been in Austria for a very long time. Very good player. I have a really hard time playing against him. He's kind of like owned me in a bunch of spots in Bahamas actually last year. So really looking forward to see how he does on this final table.
Yeah, really, really, really tough player. And again, just a highlight event today with some big names as we will go to another Brazilian, six to be exact. I'm going to just tell you guys, spoiler alert, Brazil, it is their day as they are looking to grab a title. Only two players have won the GGMillion title at this final table, Alex Theologis and our chip leader we'll get to in a bit. But Fabio W, someone I can't say I know who that is off the top of my head, at least with looking at the online profile here with not much from the GGMillion earnings and only one final table, 7 appearances. How about Fabio? Battling much with him online?
Yeah, I played all of the day with him on Sunday because he was on my 10K table, and I believe he's a recreational. I could be wrong, but he hasn't been playing this 10K very often. Was playing very solid. I think he had a really small stack around the bubble, so good to see he kind of spun it up into something. And you know how these Brazilians are. They kind of just come out of nowhere and play really well because they just have really good background and really good like schools and guys that are coaching a lot of them. So he could be one of those.
I would agree. And Ding Biao, this guy is someone that doesn't need much of an introduction. We'll talk a bit more on him. I know you know him well, and as you mentioned, I believe from China, but maybe resident or where he's registered or sorted out for online. And he is in a spot to try to get his first title today. 43 bigs, plenty to play with. Very strong player. You can see the Triton took second there for 2.87. Another one, low. So plays a bunch of games, and he is a very formidable opponent. Tell me about him a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing all the biggest tournaments all over the world. And although, even though he doesn't have, let's say, a lot of big trophies or wins in the 10K and stuff, he's actually probably like one of the biggest winners in terms of not winning a tournament. He just always makes these deep runs, big cashes, and clearly is very, very solid player because he's playing some of these really high stakes tournaments that I've watched and I've seen him like give a very hard time to a lot of his opponents. So I hope he gets his first title here.
He could definitely do it. He's right in the middle of the pack. He's surrounded by Austria and Brazil, but it's him against the world. And Botteon is there. 7 final tables, doesn't have a win, 74 appearances, 15 million in GG poker earnings. Pretty astounding stuff. 44 blinds today. And he also has taken down a 10K main event for the 2020 WSOP Online for Milski, as well as another huge score. So again, no stranger to the bright lights, big scores finishing it off. And how much have you battled with BB here?
Oh, he's an old school rag. He's been playing for a very long time. He was battling on all the other sites in the past as well. I know he's just like really solid opponent that has also improved a lot with the new era of like solver poker. And I think like he tends to sell his action a lot in the client and in this tournament, but he plays it no matter what. So I think I see that he sold a large chunk of this, but we'll see if it affects his play. Like still playing for the glory.
For sure. He is a crusher, and he's been around with a very impressive resume. As another Brazilian here, we're going to see a highlight hand top three. Carlos Ribeiro here with a 14 appearances, no wins, has not a ton of experience in the GG millions. As you see, only twice cashing. First final table going to be today, 5 million though of GG earnings, and he does have some good scores from online there. You can see a couple of those. So tell me, how much does Carlos have to do today to get it done with 63 blinds? What do you like about his game?
I've played a lot with him. He's a really hyperactive, hyper aggressive opponent. Very tough to play against. I think he was playing a lot of mid stakes for the last 2 years or so, and then has moved up because his style is really good. Really puts you in a blender all the time. And I played he on the bubble of this tournament. I was playing on the same table as him, and he was kind of confusing everyone. Man, he was playing so extremely aggressive. So gonna be fun to watch him play. Oh yeah, I mean, you see, I'm at the table. I saw this hand.
There it is. I love it. There you are in purple too. Do stream. Tell us, as this is a longer hand and aces in the big. Nice hand, nice spot. For Carlos, tell me about your streaming schedule coming up and where people can watch.
Yeah, I'll be streaming for the first time this Thursday in like 3, 4 months since I became a dad. I just felt like I wanted to come back and stream it because it's been a very long time, and I miss it. I love it. I put out a tweet a couple of days ago about just like something about Jamalin winning the main event, and he just responded that he used to watch all my streams, and kind of just it reignited this like passion I have for streaming. Like sometimes I'm just turning on the stream, doing something stupid, winning a tournament, and then there's people watching that like aren't really entertained or being inspired by it, and then they go win the main event, and I'm just like, all right, like if I had, I probably had no effect to any of that, but if I provided him a little boost to go reg a tournament and like do well or something, or someone in that boat as well, I want to do it again. I want to come back and stream for fun. So yeah, I'll be streaming like a bit here and there, nothing too serious, just to catch up with the community. And I still play like only Sundays, especially like this tournament. I love playing it. Gonna be trying to stream it once in a while because it's fun, but I gotta focus. Like I remember this spot specifically. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it doesn't show in the table. There's 22 players left and 20 pay. So this is the pure bubble. And the opener, Laughing Storm, is in the top 5 stack. So there's like a crazy amount of ICM pressure on him right now. So this is like a really, really important, massive spot where Carlos is the type of player that puts everyone in these like blenders, plays really aggressive, and everyone knows that. So like when you see a 3-bet out of the big blind from Carlos here, it could literally be any offsuit ace. It's not necessarily just aces. So I remember this hand, and you can see there's a couple of small stacks. You see Fabio there, who made the final table as well. He has 260K, so he was one of the shortest stacks. Like he's the one that's most likely to bubble, and he's sitting there with no chips. And we are just seeing that like on the bubble, the dynamics are very different. Everyone understands, everyone's playing aggressive. A Laughing Storm, rips in King Queen suited. Carlos has the easiest call of his life. So
just got to fade the runner there, and actually does get part of that puzzle, but won't beat 2 10s and nice spot. And again, that's one of the nice parts when you're that aggressive and you do get kind of known and noted like that. You can exploit certain spots, but also just realize that you're going to get action. Someone who might flat your hand or play someone differently is going to take offense to it, and just know you're so capable to play. But I think yours a great insight. Not only were you there at the table, but to give some color on his play and his ability and what he brings. That is. You could see why someone might deviate or play a little more aggressively against him, knowing these dynamics and what he does bring to the aggression factor of the game. So again, very maybe would you play differently? Is that, I mean, a king queen suit obviously a real hand to do, but how much do you think that would be just flat versus?
If there's a hand you want to shove, king queen suited is quite good because it just unblocks all the offsuit ace X that want to 3-bet as a bluff. Like Carlos is gonna have ace 6, ace 4, ace 3 offsuit, and he's just gonna always 3-bet them because they perform really well in this type of ICM situation. So it makes sense to play aggressively with king queen suited. Obviously he just runs into it and bubbles, and he had a really big stack. Like his stack was probably worth like 80,000, but then he exactly bubbles and gets 0. And that's the reality of high stakes. It's just one decision takes you from theoretical having a lot of money to like, oh no, I'm gonna go like be sad all night now because I just piled it into aces.
And so tell me about like switch places there for a second there. We're going to get to see Bernardo as well, another Brazilian as well, one of our 6 Brazilians here. We'll take a quick look at his profile before I ask that question. Doesn't have a ton of experience with GG Millions, does have some 6-figure scores, and does go on and play, again, a tough player here. But tell me about that King Queen suited. Do you think that was a punt, a mistake? Exploitively, GTO wise, like what do you think there with the
I think like I don't think it's a punt just because someone is capable of 3-betting as a bluff a lot, so I think it's okay. I would opt for just calling because of the ICM pressure, because a lot of your range also wants to just call there and not really like put it in. You don't want to shove jacks and tens because there's just so much pressure on you. So I think like it just depends on your read, And Bernardo is also on my table. We played a lot with him as well. I also believe he's a mid-stakes reg that's moving up. So a lot of these guys kind of taking a shot at the 10K now and like having really good big final tables that could completely change their career. And that's the beauty of this tournament is sometimes you have guys that win small satellites there was someone that won $100 satellite and ended up winning the 10K a couple of months ago. I think his name was Yarko, if I recall correctly, because I made that final table. So some of these guys just move up out of nowhere and win a life-changing 300, 400K score. And you have people playing mid stakes and they see that and they're like, well, I want to play this too. I think I can compete with these guys. And I feel like Bernardo is one of these guys because I mostly have seen him play in the mid stakes and his results kind of indicate that. But he's a very solid opponent as well and plays really well.
Yeah, it's a great point. I think that's one of the best things about this too. With poker is like there's luck, yes, but there's a lot of skill, a lot of hard work, and you can kind of any day you have control to sort of put together a day, 2 days of great play, 3 days, some of these live events or 2-day onlines. And guys, we've seen it. We've seen the 150, the 1K to the 10K that even Coco Bongo reg, right? He's been a guest now twice in the show. Yeah. He's taken second twice. He took it up and hit like a 340,000 score from like $150, right? And it's like you do have that potential to kind of control and have a great run, right? And it can spin up fast as we see the nuts get made on the turn. This is nice.
Yeah, defended big blind, check called, turned the nuts. Curious to see if he shoves or just calls. I think technically you want to just call here because you have a lot of like flush draws, weak like hands that can't really afford to go all in. Like you flatted pre-flop, you don't really have ace queen, you don't have aces. Well, you do have aces, but then you still wouldn't shove here. And you want your opponent to also still bluff the river with like pocket 5s and 4s or something like that without a club. So he does go for the shove. Could be, maybe he just thinks his opponent only bets value for this size. Oh, his opponent folded. So interesting to see like what I was talking about. If you just call here and your opponent just has like, let's say in that spot, he can be even opening like a lot of pocket pairs for sure, but he could be opening like 7-6 of diamonds or 8-7 of diamonds in that lineup. And he's going to show up on the river with one of the worst hands ever, and he's going to be forced to bluff it. And then if you protect your range by just calling Jack 10 on the turn, you allow him to put in that last 300K, which is very valuable because you go into a final table with more chips and the growth of your stack is very exponential. Every extra chip you collect means a lot more in the future when it's a small field like this one, when it's against some of the best players in the world. You don't want to give them easy decision. If Wally Bali was bluffing with air here, you give him the easiest decision ever. But if you just check call and the river's a king, and you can still have Jack 9 and 10-9 of clubs in your range that beat some of his 8 highs that have to bluff the river, right. You gotta let him. You have to.
The other side of the coin is that if he does have a flush draw, something, but still, again, that's the whole point. So what? Like, yeah, what if he does have, maybe you get him to fold anyway, you got to fade, and you're gonna keep all those bluffs in. Even like if he has ace king or king queen, something like that, you're gonna go broke there anyway, right? So he's not folding, and you're gonna get called. So that is sort of the pro and con is really to give a free flush draw. You're never gonna shake, and you're gonna get value on the river almost always, even if he does have like ace queen and the river's 4 clubs, like, and you check, right? Is he gonna not shove?
He'll still shove it, yeah.
Right, still shoving. So I think that there's not. From that standpoint, I can see why he would do it, although it does in the vacuum, it seems a lot better to keep the bluffs in and then go to the river. So interesting, he didn't do that, but he did win the pot, and he does end up in second, as we see another Brazilian. This is a man that got his title not too long ago. AP
Yeah.
Piekazewicz. I know Allison. Hey, Allison, the username from way back in the day. A great player, been in great form, plays the BSOP, plays the high stakes, does a lot in poker, and he is in great form, and he has a huge stack, 111 bigs. It is, I believe, yeah, over a quarter of the chips in play nine-handed. So pretty special, special opportunity for him today. Tell me about Allison, what he does well.
He's a really hyper aggressive reg as well. I played with him in Triton. I battled with him in this tournament I think a month ago or so, where I came in as chip leader, finished third. I think he won it. I'm not sure, but really, really tough opponent. And his style is just kind of like, I'm gonna make you cry. That's what I think he goes to bed at night knowing that he's gonna wake up and make people cry the next day. He just loves to put you in painful situations. Really difficult to play against. And pretty sick that he spun up his stack, because when I was in this tournament, I remember he didn't have a lot of chips as we see here, but he just spun it up right after the bubble burst. So I think he's probably one of the top Brazilian players. He's playing the Tritons, getting results there too. I've seen him do some content recently as well. I know he kind of did a couple hand reviews with some top pros. So very well studied, mix of old school and new school poker, because he was playing, like you said, in the old days on PokerStars under the name Hey Allison. So kind of all over the place in terms of his accomplishments and ability to adjust to different styles of play.
Yep. Very, very, very tough player, as we see Jax here. And actually 2040K level, his stack isn't super impressive at this stage. So he really obviously turned it up, got up to 5.5.
Yeah, this is on the bubble,
here.
I think. I think this was exactly on the bubble. So it's not a fist bump celebration moment with Jax. You're kind of like, that Theologis is a really good opponent that's, not going too out of line here, because Allison's supposed to open really tight on the pure bubble with this type of stack and this type of lineup, first to act as well. So pretty big flip. He loses this, he's not even the massive chip leader. So that's the beauty of this game. Like, one card completely swings everything. We wouldn't even be talking about him if the river's a queen instead of a jack.
It is amazing that so much of what poker comes down to is capitalizing. You got to just put yourself in positions to be deep, be in a good spot, and again, you win these flips. It's important. It's important to win. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. But these guys that finish it off, that build big stacks, they win, they hold, they get there, and then they capitalize and make the most out of their opportunities. So again, he's in a great position. Has an awesome opportunity to get his second title. There's only one other person, so it's him and Alex Theologis that have taken down the GGMillions before. So we will have a new champion, unless it's one of those. Got to point out 6 Brazilians, 2 from Austria, and then 1 from the, let's call it Japan is the flag representing today, although I believe Chinese. And Bingdao is, or Dingbao, I should say, is just a tough guy. So this is going to be quite a lineup. I think we have got ourselves a little bit of everything. We got some new people, new faces. We got some of the best, and we have some of the tested guys that have been here so many times. But we will likely, I shouldn't say likely, have a new champion, but there is only 2 out of the 9 that have won. The chip leader by a lot, though, is one of those winners. So we'll see what it is. And of course, we're going to do our picking today for a dinner and be able to play a little bit in the client. Do you do that? You do sort of betting in game. How much do you usually bet, like weekly? Are you sweating that normally?
I've bet a couple of times like recently, and I think sometimes the odds don't make the most sense from my experience with playing with the guys. I'm like, oh, these guys are quite good. I think they should have a better edge. But I didn't bet on this time because I didn't have enough time to really do it. But I think like a couple of good bets would have been some of the shorter stacks, because in a hyper aggressive lineup like this, I think it rewards the chances of like a short stack spinning it up, because everyone's like 3-betting, 4-betting, putting a lot of money in the pot, and you just wake up with a hand once in a while as a short stack and just get all this extra money in. So I think today would be good to bet on like whoever. I think one of the short stacks was like Max Buschmann and maybe Dalton, I believe, was also on the short stacks. I would probably put money on those two.
Amazing. Yeah, I like your where your head's at. Don't give away too much, because we're about to do a heads up competition for that. But for the odds and the price, I think again, someone who plays it, is immersed in it, you have a better idea. You kind of know the markets, and you actually probably have a pretty good advantage in terms of what the pricing is and what you think it is, and a good feel for who's capable and how it works out. Of course, the seats, we don't know. That kind of shuffles along here with the decision as we will go in. But let's go and dive in first off on this. So you tell me, who do you want? It's a huge advantage to go first today, but I guess that's part of it. I give the guest a first pick, and I'll keep true to that. So you can go first. Tell me how much out of your 100 units, which is for fun, you want and who.
I believe in Bernardo Soares. I just think he's new and not many people are going to really know how he's playing. So I always find those type of guys have a bit of an advantage because they know a lot about their opponents since they could just study them on the final tables and no one knows much about them. So Bernardo is my first pick.
Okay, well, that's brave of you, and I guess diapers. You haven't maybe gotten fully into the diaper money portion of your fatherhood, but this expensive, and I respect your gamble, but I got 2 kids and they're in schools and all kinds of stuff, so I'll go with AP, the chip leader, and I will take what's 50 would be 60 on like three. I'll take 50 on the chip leader. So for my first pick, who do you have for your second?
All right, so I didn't say the amount for my first, but I'll go with I'll just do 50 for Bernardo as well. Also, you see he's second in chips, but his odds are far worse than Carlos Ribeiro, even though they're like in the same exact position in my opinion. I would I want to take Max Buschmann because I just think, like I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of clicking and battling on this final table, and I think he has kind of like exact nice sweet spot to pick up a lot of good chips. With 19 bigs, you can still like hold 4-bet shove and pick up like a 7 big blinds dead in the pot because you have enough chips to like force a fold equity. So I'll take him for let's say 30 units.
I'm sorry, you said so you have Ribeiro. I'm sorry, you have
No,
no, you have
Bernardo and Bushman.
Bushman and the Bees, Bernardo Bushman, and
Yeah.
then wow, you are really firing today, man. You're gambling. You're just leaving it wide open. Uh,
The insight
okay,
of fatherhood.
I'll go with man. They got Ribeiro in third, priced up pretty high value wise. I'll go with Alex Theologis, man. I'll take him. I'll play down
Yeah.
a little bit off, not chips. Tough player, very very capable, plenty of chips, and he is obviously online poker millionaire. You guys can watch that on the GG channel, and really cool series that now I believe 3 episodes, and he was I think the first if I'm not mistaken, but
Yeah.
he is there, and I will take 25 on him out of my, so I have 25 left. And who was your third pick and how much?
My last pick, I'll go on Botteon. Another B. I'm just going for the Bs today.
All the B's, keeping it straight down and easy. All right, so
My
the
baby daughter, all she wants is boob milk, and I'm just gonna be like her and just go for the B B B B.
I love it. All right, so I will go with Carlos then. We're just gonna leave it open. I'll take it, and he'll be my last 25, right? So we got 3 and 3. 3 are open. Those are our 3 players, and it is going to be a fun final table. And we are going to see again. The audience is going to get 3 $50 GG tickets. You got to be liked to the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Be subscribed. That's how you're entered with a keyword, which we'll provide towards the end of the show as we get down to I believe four-handed. But you guys can get that chalked off now. I'm going to throw up a tweet on the break here where you guys can also retweet guess who wins, tag a friend, and 50 cash. Why not? We'll do it there for you guys. So again, $200 in giveaways, pretty much the same time, same place every show as we will knock that down. And Baruzi, when's your next stream? When can people watch you? Do YouTube, Twitch? Where all do you do it?
I'll be streaming this Thursday on Twitch, and probably starting around like 11 a.m. Just want to play some tournaments. There's a lot of good tournaments coming up. I haven't played much the last 2 months, mix of traveling, taking care of the baby and my wife, and trying to figure out how to change a diaper and all that. Been fun, but I miss playing poker. So this Thursday at 11, I'll be online again on Twitch.
I love it. I love it. So, okay, great. There it is. You guys make sure to give a follow on the socials. I will go ahead and gonna take a breather as we will then come back and do the seat selection. You guys got 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you are again followed. It is free to subscribe, free to hit the thumbs up, be engaged for the giveaway. We'll come back, we'll do the seat selection and play to a winner. We'll see you very soon. Welcome back, everyone. It is time for the seat selection. We got Baruzzi in the building. Ryan Chamas, many time guest. I don't know. You probably would know. Is it 4, 5? What do we got? Been here a
Five,
lot
I think.
now.
I think fifth
Five,
time, yeah.
five-time guest. He's done a lot of different things in the content world, and also shared on a pretty transparent downswing that revitalized into a nice upswing. But again, plays the biggest stakes and is a regular. Took 18th last week in this very show, so he was potentially almost missing, but he is with us today, cashed and comes kind of the best of both worlds. As we see the seat selection and a lot of Brazilian flags, 6 out of 9, 2 Austrian and 1 Japanese flag today. So pretty epic for Brazil, man. This is expect a lot of Brazilians in the chat. Looking forward to that. I practice my Portuguese a bit as we see a familiar face on the chat. A lot of you, that is. And again, thank you. Please let us know where you're watching from and what is going on as we do see the early seed shuffling. Gets more exciting as it gets later to kind of see how this will break out. AP, where do you predict he goes? Do you think he goes directly against Chips?
I think he's just gonna take position on one of the second or third place triplet stacks because they're quite in similar sandwich, I guess. Like they both don't want to have the triplet on their left, so it depends whoever he feels more comfortable having position on. What's more interesting is what the others are going to do because they know that's what's going to happen. You see some people going for button, going for cutoff because they just want to have the best position on the table. The mid stacks usually, yeah, like they take cutoff because they're like, look, I'm not going to fight for the button, but I can take cutoff and that's fine. Usually the guy in third place can do some really funky stuff and kind of pick a seat that just throws everyone off. Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit interesting. We'll have to see where Bernardo goes now. Bernardo is knows that he's probably gonna get a oh man. So okay, they're just forcing Allison to keep his seat. That's what they're trying to do. And I think Allison just keeps the seat or takes
Yeah,
the button.
where else would he go?
No, they just made it so easy for him. They're like, we're gonna trick you by giving you what you want, and he's like, okay, I'll just take it. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, see,
save
like it didn't work.
time. Save time there. He exactly. He literally just saved time on what to
That
do
was
as we
silly.
see
Yeah.
Brazilian row. Kind of yeah, 3 Brazilians in a row on each side, and then you got the Austria at the corners, and then there's Ding Bao up there who's got his work cut out for him. As king queen suited right away, 2 playable hands from our 2 biggest stacks. And let's see if ace 10 Allison wants to come
Yeah.
in with a tone setter or just kind of get out of the way. So he does.
Just
And this
right
is
away.
tough hand, but king queen suited is definitely not a like a it's a real opening hand. So see what
Yeah,
happens.
two very real hands. And yeah, I mean, Allison just playing the style he likes to play, just like really, really aggressive, puts a lot of pressure on you. He's very good at ICM and understands the pressure that comes with playing in ICM situations. Um, Pretty interesting flop. We're definitely going to see a turn here. Like I'm nearly sure, unless it goes check raise. Not the best flop for Allison to bet because Bernardo's range has a lot of these mid pair heavy jacks, nines. He's going to be defending like nines plus ace jack suited. Even queens are just flatting. So not the best board. While Allison just doesn't have much of those, like he might have like, let's say ace jack offsuit, king jack suited or something like that. Bernardo sees weakness, sees a check, knows it's a lot of ace highs, has one of the best like possible bluffs in his range because it blocks queen jack suited, king jack offsuit, and just goes for it. It was his plan all along. He wanted position. He wanted to be out of position on Allison just to get this spot.
It's a good start. Nice hand again. King queen suited and ace 10 definitely not a mandatory 3-bet, but one of the ones where you expect Bernardo also be opening light in a lot of spots. And ace 10 just a pretty strong hand. So he did go ahead and 3-bet and got to battle. He had the best hand in position. Sometimes that's not enough. Bernardo showed us some heart and did pick it up with a semi bluff. As we will get the tweet is out, and I am going to put in the link. So here's also for, let me just double check we got that right. So I got that in there. You guys can retweet and guess who wins. And a chance at 50 cash. There it is. It's there. Link above, and we will get the keywords ready for you for today as well. So yeah, I think this is going to be an action-packed day. Just have a feeling these are guys that go for it. And again, we got a special treat with this many Brazilians. I think it's a record. There's a chance there's been an Austria with 6. Austria's definitely at 5 a handful of times. One of the more popular flags in tougher countries that kind of migrates Europe. Similar in Brazil, there's a lot of Latin Americans that come down there that maybe from other places that play from there. But Ding Bao with the ace king against queen 8. Queen 8's got some reasonable double gutter there stuff happening. Also with the diamond, not a great diamond. The queen of diamonds would feel better, but it is something. We'll see if he will continue here.
Yeah, for a smaller size, having kind of a double gutter, you have to continue. Like queen 7 is definitely a fold, but queen 8 has that little extra out. Ding open from early position. Definitely have to respect his range. It's gonna be a lot of Broadway heavy stuff. So, you know, Bernardo must understand that like there's not many bluffs coming from Ding's range here. He might even block some of it, like 8s, you know, like that would be like a the weakest hand that shows up here. Because like Ding's not even opening like 9-8 suited in that spot. So yeah, just a good 2-barrel, picks up a bit of chips. My prediction on this final table is we are going to see a lot of people playing pots. There's been some of these 10K final tables where people kind of like fold a lot more and they don't defend their blind as much. And what we've seen so far is a lot of defending, actually. Like we saw last hand, Carlos Ribeiro defended 6 deuce suited. We just saw queen 8 offsuit defend. These guys are a bit stickier and want to play like a lot of aggressive strategies post flop. Interesting flat from Ding. Allison also has, like, if he wasn't the chip leader, queen 10 is a pure fold there as like a smaller mid stack because you're just dominated by a lot of the opening and flatting range. But when you're chip leader, you can just say like, 50,000, that's not even 1% of my chips. Take it.
Yeah, agree. It's gonna be interesting today, but this again, guys at battle, and we are seeing again multi-way pot right now. Queen 10 getting in there. There's a very reasonable hands. Everyone got Broadway here. No one with much. King Jack suited going to be very interested in this one. And AP decides that is a board he could definitely have the most right in the big blind. He's going to hit a lot of that, but he's Queen 10 really not much claim to this pot. Not going to try to barrel into
still like people. Super tough to kind of go too crazy for him here because Ding technically has a really, really tight, narrow range there that mostly come from ace queen suited, king queen, king jack suited, and like probably pure 10s, jacks, and queens. Sometimes like they go for a 3-bet. He can be even flatting aces and kings in this spot sometimes as a very good like trap. But yeah, like it's no one's very excited about this, you know, trying to put money into the spot. Well, that's a great miracle river.
Wow. I mean, ace 10 suited somehow here. This is a very scary looking board. He ends up making top with not a lot of money. He's going to end up getting to face, you know, less little like 40% bet and likely just get the call and win. I guess it's kind of feels weird though, right? There's a lot going on here. And then he's got Ding behind him. I mean, he's got to feel, I mean, where's he going? He's not going anywhere with the ace 10 suited now.
Yeah. As long as he thinks that king 10 could be betting here, it's like a, you know, snap call. Which is definitely the case. I think, wow. That is very interesting.
That is thin, right? I mean, you just like you're against, and he's gonna get
called.
What a hand!
He gets
what
called.
a hand
That's
all around.
really interesting. I did not think it would go this way. Okay. Oh, my
max.
pick is going up in chips right away.
2 mil. Yeah, a little Allison, a little setback, 4.4 million. I guess again, just to your point, this is like what people think everyone's capable of. So he's to think that he's bluffing there, you know, in that spot in this moment. Allison just gives Max a lot of credit to be able to find a bluff. So nice.
It would have been cool to see there if somehow Ding had jacks and he's facing a bet and a raise. That'd be like real. He would have to fold jacks. So bit like I don't know, that's a cool hand I want to like check out later and see. You know, I think he would have to fold jacks. And I do think Ace 10 is doing like a merge bluff raise where it gets called by worse from the big blind range, but gets jacks and queens sometimes. They might even check queens twice there, to be honest.
Well, we'll start and a nice aggressive 3-bet there. Got threes to
Yeah.
spin it. We're seeing action right away. Again, link, you guys can retweet. Guess who wins, tag a friend. That's all you got to do. Retweet. Guess who wins, tag a friend. It is link in the chat, 50 cash. You guys can do that. I just got that up. That is pinned on my Jeff Bros Poker. Ruzi, if you can retweet to you $50, you know, you got diaper money. I know it might not be a lot for you, but you're eligible if you want to get in there. If you
I
win,
want $50.
I will honor
Free
it
money.
and probably double up if you end up winning the if you take it down, I'll double it up, but we'll pick that in a bit.
Ooh, double it. Ooh. And a dinner too. Shoo.
You got a lot going on. You got action. I know you like action.
Yeah, right before we started this stream, I was decided to play like a 2K PLO tournament on GG just because I'm like, oh, I want to learn this game. Got completely beat up by some very good PLO players. All right, let's see what Bernardo is. Bernardo going for violence here or not? Let's see. This will be like a trendsetter. No, he just folds ace deuce suited.
I was gonna say, it feels like
there.
this is sort of like a home game. These guys, you know, they probably know each other very well, the Brazilian high stakes community, and there's some tough players, but this is one of those ones where, you know, it's a little bit of pride, of course, a ton of money, and people want to win money, but there is some pride on the line. As a check recommended most of the time, GTO Wizard getting involved. GTO Wizard is giving what the computer would say in the spot. Of course, people exploit, and there's a lot of stuff going on with this. But it's kind of just a nice baseline on what the computer would say. And this is giving a either call or raise mid. And I don't mind the raise. They're kind of deep. There is the flush draw there.
Yeah.
You have trips, and like it's hard to make trips, and you're not repping a ton. More repping much more flush draw than anything else. And ace 10 with the club, though, maybe how big a deal is it to have the club? It is actually saying, you know, fold slightly more than call.
I would want to have the ace of clubs more for sure. Just to have a bit of extra equity against some. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. My prediction of just clicking as I did not expect this much clicking. Very strange hand because yeah, this is just I mean, I've played with Carlos. He likes to do these plays, and I do believe he would do this play with like ace 6 100%. He would not just flat it. He would always do this. So he's definitely capable of like having value here too. But in theory, like bit strange to start doing things on the board where you don't have that many 6x that open from the low jack. Let's see if Botteon finds a lead here. It's pretty cool. So the logic behind lead here is because when you check raise and call, a lot of your range consists of flush draws. Yeah. And then when you have a hand like 8-6, you want to mix in this as well because there are hands that have okay equity against you.
Wow. And it's saying to go all in, like where your
this
opponents
is nuts.
have the flush. This is a crazy GTO Wizard hand. And I mean, it said like book says this, you say that, but man, I mean, this is like to just rip it here is wild. So it's 1.6. Like you could just be ripping into the flush though, right? Like it feels like, I don't know, that the 100%.
That's why the lead is good. See, like you just folded out equity for so cheap. And like I said, that's why you want to do that play maybe with the ace 10 or the ace of clubs, because now you on the turn you can call. You can still improve against a flush. Let's say Botteon had like 9-7 of clubs and he turned the flush. Well, you're still kind of getting okay price to like try and river a club. But yeah, I think very well played by Botteon. Check raising trips, realizing the turn lead is necessary. I think GTO Wizard was suggesting all in, but it didn't even have raise as an option on the flop facing the check raise. So sometimes what happens with Wizard, because I use it a lot, is that it is going to recommend a situation that is so rare that it won't actually, the result won't make sense. So it's suggesting all in there, I think could be theoretically incorrect because it never gets to that node to begin with. Oh, we got a pretty sick spot. Dalton has the best situation ever where he gets to just steal, re-steal, but unfortunately runs
Fabio,
into a big hand.
Putting our first player at risk, ace king to ace jack. The flush draws are live, although not anymore. 10-4-4 needs help, needs now each other card. The king needed for the straighter. Dalton is going to be out, and it is not. It is a wow. I'm sorry. There was that run out. The chop pot 50-50, the 4-4 board. That's right. The queen and two pairs. So Dalton getting the second life, and he gets the button. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is a nice chop, Dalton. Second life. I'll tell you what, mark that down because I think you get to see these things matter so much. We saw a couple weeks ago Queens fold pre against would have been Ace King in a flip. The risk premium actually got it right in terms of probably the right decision. Ended up getting in good and then busting. But let's see if Dalton can spin it up. He still has a lot of work.
Yeah.
No one is much shorter. It's about 2x with Alex.
Buschmann doubled up already, so
yeah,
he was one of the second shortest, and we went from 900K to now 1.8 million. Theologis last hand, by the way, folded eights under the gun, which people are asking in chat. I think it's actually the correct play. It's better to open like ace seven suited than eights in that spot. You want to block folding range. Eights doesn't block anything. People kind of get married to a hand a bit more just based on its hand strength. They're like, oh, eights is a pair, it's good. But like in ICM, when you're opening eights under the gun, you're actually blocking like the hands that fold, king eight, queen eight, all these hands. You want to have an ace in your hand because you don't want to allow your opponent to three bet you with a suited ace as a bluff, and you don't want him to have obviously ace king, ace queen. So it's much more important to raise ace seven suited in that spot than a hand like eights.
Well, he's not going to sit back and wait for it to come to him. Dalton said, "Hey, I'm going to rip it here," and this is actually a beautiful spot, getting a hand that is not wanting to call. So he's going to get that raise plus the blinds, and he's in almost. I mean, what's the math on that? So he's getting 537 up to what, a 50% almost stack increase, something a little less, up to 7 from 540 to 760. So
and Botteon got his hand caught in a cookie jar opening 40%. Relatively wide. Queen six suited, and then instantly gets punished by Dalton. And deuces fold there against a 2.5x open because it's like representing really strong range. You don't want to just like, call, let's see a flop, and then it's deuces. It's like nearly always gonna not flop a deuce. I'm also kind of chatting a bit in chat, so I don't know if you can hear my keyboard, but I apologize. A lot of people asking questions, just figured I'd answer.
Yeah, I'm in the chat. I got it up. I'm back. Have a nice setup with desktop, and I can sort of see everything, which is nice. A lot easier than being on a little laptop with one monitor. So I got mission control going. Queen 10, ace 9. Dalton trying to spin this up. Ace 9 of hearts does get out flopped here, though.
Yeah. Standard open, standard defend.
This is a tricky one, right? You don't want to forfeit that 280, but you're valuable. Everything's so valuable for your stack. So it's tricky to go small, maybe 20% bet or something. At the same time, it's chip leader. You could get put in the blender here. So check back or bet small. I guess, or bet big. You got options. You could do various things, try to be one and done, but he's in the tank. Does check back.
Yeah, I think big blind is defending everything, even 6-4 offsuit here. So like has all two pairs, all gut shots, every 8-7, 9-7. Really hard for a hand like ace 9 to think you can just like do a quick bet and win it, because it's gonna face a lot of check shoves, a lot of check raises. And it's just a good awareness from Dalton to realize like, yeah, this isn't my board. Let's just give it up. This might be the first time we just see a raise and a fold on this final table. It's good. It's good. How many minutes are we in so far? Like, been a couple of hands. Hasn't been many like simple hands, just a lot of action. So far, stacks haven't fluctuated too much. Allison's still pretty big chip leader, has the best seat ever. Really? Theologis has an interesting spot with eights again, but you see now it's not under the gun, so it does change a bit. People were in chat were talking about like, why did he fold eights under the gun? Very big difference, you know. 3 people already folded does make a significant difference. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, solver has a leading range for big size there sometimes as well, which is quite interesting. Something we really don't see much. All right, so far both playing it pretty standard.
Yeah,
Alex does not really benefit from betting. You know, like he can get check raised by a lot of bluffs. He needs some protection from overcards, but like also doesn't mind seeing a free turn card where he can pick up extra equity.
yeah. Ding Bao also just hates to see that check back. He's hoping a cooler, a big overpair,
Goes
or
for
get some
overbet. Interesting. Goes for an overbet on the turn. And Alex Theologist throws the what the hell.
Yeah.
Keep it family friendly here. Can't even say the word. I have a daughter now, Jeff. I can't say those words. We're trying not to use it around
gotta
her.
rein it in. He is tilted, but he actually got away relatively unscathed there. Didn't lose any
Yeah,
more chips
exactly.
getting under.
Yeah, if he bets small and stuff, Theologist would definitely call. Interesting. Just really interesting that big bet because you're polarizing your range a lot, but you do have a hand that can improve to a boat, so it kind of does make sense in a way. Oh, let's see, Botteon. Yeah, boy. Taking those offsuit kings instantly works. Buschmann might have a hand that doesn't mind clicking it back sometimes. Yeah, as expected, Allison just gonna be opening like he just gets to open so wide. He loves it. Good. That will be interesting if Dalton goes for shove or call. I feel like in general shoving is gonna perform much better here. Gets odd flop, unfortunately. Doesn't have any backdoors. Also kind of interesting little mini detail. Like if the 9 is a diamond here, it does change what Dalton is supposed to do against a small bet. Oh, Allison goes for jumbo bet. And you see, this is like Wizard suggests go all in here. Like, listen, I love GTO Wizard. I use it all the time. It's a great tool. It's one of the best tools on the market to learn and improve your game. But this is incorrect. In my opinion, it doesn't understand how to respond to a big bet because technically Allison should only have a small bet. He goes for a shove. GTO gets called.
He's 3-1 dog. He needs help. Not going to get there. He's got about 13 and change, almost 14% on the river. Not going to get
Just
it.
wins it. Yeah.
Yeah. To your point, it's I guess that's just a function of it, that saying, hey, Allison's going to have a lot worse hands, or he's going to have even some ace X maybe that he would fold. That he would bet. I don't know if he's going to bet fold an ace X, but yeah, you're right.
I don't think you would bet big. Yeah. The big bet is also going to be like a function of having some like absolute air hands that are just trying to get like these king highs to fold. So it does make sense for some hands like king queen to shove, but I think and realistically, Allison there was supposed to like can go just like small bet a lot. So when a lot of people randomly go big size, you have to really pinpoint, is that more value heavy or bluff heavy? And my experience generally it's value heavy.
Yep.
But that's like the cool thing about when people play this type of exploitative strategy sometimes, and they try to have multiple sizes and a lot of different approaches to how they navigate specific boards. It puts everyone else in kind of a confusing conundrum where they're not sure what to do specifically. So king queen there is like, oh, I haven't faced this big bet often, but I think it's like just shoves it, and it makes sense. Like as a it's a hand that does okay when it shoves. He could just win the pot there. It's very likely that Allison would open just like a very weak, just let's say like jack six
of
suited.
diamonds.
Yeah, exactly. And then just bets big because he wants queen jack and like king 10 and king jack to fold. Makes sense. So like I get the logic behind shoving king queen there. But as you see, like Ballison found like a good combo to just be like, I'm calling no matter what.
This could be problematic for AP. I mean, tens, it's max. He's aggressive. He's known as a tough player. We saw already they battled and saw what he's willing to do. And I mean, I don't know. I think, yeah, this is just going to be, I don't think this is
Wow.
with
So
him
he's
deciding
actually like
to.
in kind of like saying, I'm gonna go with it here, and he's inducing. Um, Pretty wild. Yeah. Wow, he's so I think Allison just thinks that everyone is adjusting to his image of being really, really wide and opening really wide. So he just thinks tens here is just gonna be inducing a lot of like three bet shoves, three bet and five bet shoves from like some maybe like ace five, ace four suited, and then could just have ace king and ace queen always or something like that. But very surprising to do that. I've seen a lot of people just flat tens in that spot. Um, because Buschmann is supposed to have a very kind of tight range in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I mean, look, hey, Allison is now down to 4.1 million, is still the chip leader, could afford
Yeah.
that. But, you know, again, to be fair, it's tough, right? That's a tough spot. Tens are a little bit of a cooler with players, you know, are going to be knowing that you're going wide. So it starts getting in. If you maybe what could you argue? He just flats the three bet there, plays
Yeah.
post flop, but it's close.
I mean, I can see reasoning for just flatting. Ooh, okay, wait. This is a very fun spot. There's a lot of leading from big blind range here, and let's see if Buschmann finds it. Because Ding has not a single six opening from that position, so big blind can just go crazy on this board. For some of the poker nerds out there that watched a lot of these final tables, I had a similar spot on the final table a couple of 2 months ago, I think, where I was big chip leader seven handed, ended up finishing six. It was one of these boards where I just went absolutely bananas with a bluff on this type of board. So Bushman finds it, and yeah, like these spots are really fun because you can just like you can go pretty wild here with a lot of hands, and it always puts the opener in like a disgusting what the hell situation.
I'll tell you what, too. This is a tough card. He's probably going to bet big here, and Ding Bao has got a really hard decision because like 5-4, some other hands like 5-7 might be doing this. So it's like it wasn't like a clear heart. You know, you don't feel it's not the seven or the deuce where it's the obvious straight draw too. So I think like they're gonna have a really hard time folding here. I think he's gonna go big.
Yeah, I think this is like so Bushman is not defending. I mean, he is going to defend four deuce suited, so that does complete some straights. He's not going to defend 7-4 offsuit. So the five does complete some draws that Ding was beating earlier.
Right.
Um,
But I'm saying if he has like 4-5, for example, or 5-7 or five deuce, those ones now too, like have a pair, they're kind of in
yeah,
there. Maybe they keep betting, and so you're doing well. And I think Ding Bao is really gonna have like this is a very tough card, although it
yeah.
does not stone brick, but it's still like you're beating some of those semi bluff hands by a lot now, right? That just have a gut shot and maybe a pair.
Mm-hmm.
So tricky spot. Yeah, can't imagine
Yeah.
playing this, however, is a not a brick for both players. I mean, this is just one of the most draw stuff that comes in, completes things, and now it's tricky. And if you're max, you go from basically the nuts to actually a little bit worried, but you still got trips and very curious what to do. It says bet small. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's a spot where you still have boats. You still have, let's say you have six deuce suited or even like 6-5. You want to still get cry called by some of these type of hands. You want to get the nut flush to shove on you. You want to induce some bluffs. As you see, tens with a heart is actually, oh, he just snaps it. Like,
It's interesting that the two options can from the solver there from Wizard is saying all in or fold. So it didn't even have call on the
yeah,
back.
call just kind of beats like not much except maybe like some 8-7 with one heart or something. But arguably, is Bushman gonna go for that on the river for that size? I don't think so. But you see, like it wanted to turn tens with a heart into a bluff because if Buschmann has like, let's say ace four with the ace of hearts, or a four, let's say you had a four, like 3-4 suited, river to straight, and now he's facing a shove. It's a really messed up spot for him with a straight, because technically the ding only gets to the river with overpairs and flush draws. So
Right.
it does make sense to bluff sometimes with a heart there, and you put your opponent in a really tough spot. If Buschmann has king six and it gets shoved on the river, or even exactly his hand 7-6 and gets shoved on the river, he's not really like, he has to fold. He actually like I would assume 7-6 folds at some frequency on a river shove there.
Very cool hand, very interesting, and Max is on fire. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, he's the chip leader.
Yeah,
All of a sudden,
got a
20
great,
to what was it? 20 to 1 odds on betting on him. Instant. I wish I bet on him. I bet on him with you, but not in the clients. Damn it.
Yeah, he is in very good shape right now, as he has another hand that looks solid at the moment. That King Queen suited, yes, does have some back doors, but ace 10, best position, best hand, best flop against Fabio, covers by a lot. Ace 10, certainly a hand here on the 8-9 ace, wants to be betting, does do that. And King Queen suited, Fabio not in a spot really to get too creative and start floating and doing all kinds of stuff, but King Queen suited here, he does beat some hands and does have back doors. So think it's close. What do you think? Do you think that's good fold, or maybe peel one?
I think like you don't need to always peel that. In ICM, it's always a fold. You just have like many better hands to continue. You have gut shots. You have with overs like queen 10, queen jack, and all that. Like something that can directly improve is better. And the logic behind that is because if you call there to try and pick up a backdoor, you just don't have enough chips to really realize your equity. You're gonna get barreled a lot, and every time you fold, you're still allowing yourself to ladder up, because there's two stacks that have the same amount of chips as you, and they can easily just get coolered by pre-flop all in, and you just make an extra 30 to 60 grand. So, you want to be able to sometimes say, it's fine, I have a strong hand, but this is a bad flop, I'm just going to fold.
All right, well, 6 Brazilians started. We still have 5. Did lose the short stack there, as we will go on and see some more real hands. Ace 8 suited, 9s and jacks. Carlos is in the small blind. And again, Fabio, at some point, he knows to start attacking that AP open, but he doesn't go, would have had bad timing here. Carlos may flat this. Does come in. You know that rule, no set, no bet. You come in, all right, I got a medium pair. I'm in the blind. I'm against chip leader. He could be wide. Let's see, I'll hit a 9 or get out of the way. And then all of a sudden you get a board like this, 6-6-3.
This flop again.
And
this flop again.
Tough, right? This is tough.
This is
a
nice hand to like consider sometimes being crazy with. Like if I have this hand on this FT, Jack 5 of diamonds, I would have led there.
Could yeah, I mean, that's definitely reasonable. As it stands, jacks and 9s are gonna have a pretty good spot. Jacks to potentially get some nice.
Hoping he check raises.
It's sort of a brick, right? For 9s. I mean, the 10x, yeah, he's got some 10x's, but it's like you're sort of thinking I'm either good or not on and the 10 shouldn't change too much. Spade draws come in as well. Let's see if Carlos wants to lead or check. He checks.
I think Carlos's range is really, really face up here, so it makes Allison get to play a lot of hands very comfortably. Like his range is a lot of mid pairs. It's a lot of ace queen, ace jack suited that maybe picked up a flush draw. And that's mostly it. And like he gets to very comfortable bet with jacks here. He knows he's never gonna really get ever check raised here by a better hand. Unless Carlos somehow has queens. It's definitely possible. Queens does flat in that situation pre-flop.
Yeah,
but like, let's say Carlos has 10s, he's not gonna.
Yeah,
good fold by Carlos. Understanding that, like, again, he has better hands to continue with. Better to have king queen of spades there than 9s.
Yes, want to again welcome everyone in. Thank you for being here. 1,700 of you on right now, having a great show. As we will see, the guys can retweet and guess who wins for 50 in cash. Tag a friend if you don't mind, and that link is there, as we will get the $3 $50 GG tickets towards the end. Must be subscribed, must hit that thumbs up. 61 of you so far. We can do better than that with 1,700 on, and we are still actually 92. Just refreshed it, so appreciate all you guys who do that. I hope you're having a great afternoon or an evening wherever you are in the world. I guess could even be warning for some, but yeah, we are seeing real hands
Good
in
fold.
tens. Gonna get out of the way, and
Good
Alex
fold.
gonna pick that up. So
Very good
nicely
fold.
done. And first in, Alex
Yeah,
gonna pick
very
it
good
up.
fold there.
1.5 million chips.
Yeah, tens is definitely a fold there. People asking in chat because I think Alex is not even like nines is super close between fold and shove against the open. But he's never shoving eights and sevens and sixes. So like tens is either flipping up against like two overs behind jacks and queens, or yeah, like it's just not a good spot. And still had 4 players to act behind him that can wake up with big hands.
All right, king eight, king jack, king eight in trouble here. It's facing a hand. Max is going to want to be continuing. He's got the king of clubs, also has a jack gut shot versus just a stone cold gut shot. Bernardo is drawing dead to aggression and a possible chop, but right now it is looking like Max's pot. Let's see if Bernardo wants to follow through here.
Just touching back at one of the hands we saw earlier where Buschmann 3-bet kings and doubled through Allison's tens. You know, Allison 4-bet tens and called it off for 32 or 33 big blinds under the gun versus under gun one. And it was a big swing in trips for Buschmann, but not as much for Allison. He was still chip leader. But what Allison did by accident is he allowed a good player to double up on his left that can easily just win a few pots and become chip leader. And this is exactly the situation we're in now. Buschmann now covers Allison and has a good, good amount of chip lead, has one of the best seats on the table, has the best seat actually at the table, all because tens decided to kind of go the high risk route of 4-bet calling it off. In a situation where every solver tell you not to do that, but Allison, in my opinion, probably adjusted based on his image and on how he thinks the dynamics are flowing on this final table.
I think that, Daniel Negreanu comes to mind. There's others, but just the people that are so aware of their table, how they're perceived at the table, and that can change daily. People are in a mood. It doesn't mean you just, someone has a permanent way of playing. That's what the best do. They adjust to the given day situation. So once you are, if you're able to understand how you're perceived at the table, it's like a superpower here. As we talked about queens earlier, this is going to be a big one. Definitely not
big
folding.
Swing, yeah.
Bernardo covers queens to ace king. Can Ding Bao hang on here? He is going to get that ace right away. No backdoor clubs need. Right away. Bernardo, the Brazilian, says good game. Dramatic run out. The ace comes in, and now we are officially on a all Brazilian and Austrian affair. That was our wild card, Ding Bao, and we are down to 7 with. Was that right? 6? No, 6. Was it 3 and 4? 7. We got 5 Brazilians and 2 Austrian players. Really crazy. This is not a segregated country competition, but that is what we got. Flag 7 players. Very crazy. Good game. A great player as deuces and ace 8 suited will tango here. What a run out that was, and a not so wild flop. Pretty straightforward here, where deuces 8-6 and ace 8 suited. Ace 8-6 actually with the best flop and the best draw.
Pretty loose defend from Fabio as a short stack, because this is what's going to happen a lot of times. Is just the spot is already like, what are you going to do? You're up against 2 really big stacks that have very strong and protected ranges. You flop middle pair, you have the best hand, and you just check fold it. Ooh. That's a sneaky little turn.
Spicy one.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the most unlikely set you would think of. Let's see what Buschmann wants to do.
Yeah, he knows too that AP's opening wide. There's going to be some various flush draws, other stuff, suited broadways and things. So ace 8, could have the best hand. Also could be trying to like do. He just checks. He just said, "Hey, you know what? This is getting. I don't really got much going here. I got ace 8 high. No
There's
draw,
too many draws. Yeah. you're not getting them to fold because they're so deep. So it's like what do what do you plan to do on the turns? Like bet really big and like he just continues all his draws, and then what, you're gonna go insane bluff on the river? Like you're you just give it up. It's fine. Very even stacks, these three. Soares, Buschmann, all hovering in the same situation. The others are in like ICM jail, sort of. Oh, the magical ace appears. Good check by Bernardo, understanding that Buschmann has a lot of strong aces. I think even ace king is flatting in Buschmann's situation, very high frequency at the time. So it's not like, in cash games we're like, oh, he never has ace king. He would 3-bet that. Like in ICM, it's very, very different.
Tricky one. Max here has got the significant kicker, ace-7 suited, in a lot of trouble. There's a very wet board, though. Straight draws 2 double flush draw board, and ace-jack. Does he want to go for a big bet here, try to get some value protection, and realize going to be tricky to get value on the river? Let's see what he comes with. He is against under the gun +1 at 7-handed range, so going to be some decent hands here. And this is tough for Bernardo.
Yeah. Pretty disgusting spot, but it's one of those hands where you are kind of comfortable folding because you can think of it two ways, like, oh, I don't block any bluffs. But the thing is, you also can be dead against ace-9 and nines and ace-queen and stuff. Or you are really still need to avoid like a lot of cards in the deck. So this is a 3, you feel like, okay, all the draws missed. I feel quite good about my hand. What are you going to do against the big bet? And Buschmann, like, is uncomfortable value betting here too, because it's still possible that Bernardo has like plays ace king sometimes like that. It's too thin to bet ace jack there. But found a nice bet on the turn, so it gets kind of max value out of those type of hands.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the plan the whole time. Don't think he was going to be able to, as we see a clear brick, he didn't go for value. So he was just kind of made up his size.
He gets the most out of draws.
Yep. Gets the draws, and then when he's good, he knows that not going to be a 3-street hand. And Fabio with the timely kings. We see Ribeiro there with some deuces, although don't see a flat. This will probably just be a 3-bet. And then is it just all in, or does he enough where he does have some 3-bet bluffs? He can go lower as that 50
line. Just all in. Yeah, I mean, Fabio just folded a lot on this final table, but laddered 2 spots, made an extra like 40,000. Pretty good scenario, for playing this tournament as a newcomer. Like I said, I think he doesn't play this very often, so he can maybe get a 6-figure score here, which is just next position. If he, gets one more ladder, that's could be. I'm not sure if it's his biggest score. I don't remember the graphic early on if he had any really big scores, but
King 7, King 8. Yeah, it's a big spot for sure. Huge pay jumps here as we see top 6 getting that 6 figures. Even 7th is close, as we're gonna have about 100K heads up with that 10K Bahamar added seat, and we got a lot of play left. Max though gonna have a hard time winning this pot as King 8 has the King 7 crush, would need runners and not gonna happen. So pretty sure as played, this is gonna be hard for Max to don't think he's gonna maybe, again, it's not mandatory just to be bluffing and shelling off. You want to usually turn some equity when you have a stone cold bluff. And here though, he is against the big blind range, but let's see, does he? It is 1v2, the 2 chip leaders.
I feel like he's gonna bet again. He's gonna talk himself into this is a good combo. because I'm gonna get fooled by a lot of ace highs with a diamond, and they're just gonna fold. No, he didn't go for it. All right. I was just curious. When I saw the time bank, I'm like, oh, he's thinking, he's thinking. Allison's been smashing the pop button a lot on this so far, 2 times for value. When I played him 2 months ago, when I got top 3 and he was chip leader. I had so many spots against him in that final table where I have like really strong part of my range I can't really fold, and every time I called, he just had like 2 pair, like just top of his range. It was so frustrating because I know he's a very good player that's capable of finding bluffs and mixing it up, but sometimes people just kind of run hot and make hands, and you just feel silly.
10-3, king nine suited. King nine suited, love. We have it. You know, it's funny. That is a theme, a very normal thing on the GG Millions as well as many final tables. A lot of blind on blind. We have not had much blind on blind today. There's been a lot of opens. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen. There's almost not been any.
These two are always going to be playing blind on blind now because of the way the stack distribution is. Like there's not many open raising. There's going to be limp call nearly every, like it's going to be limp ISO and call. There's not even much limp 3-betting when you're first and second in chips and have like 4 times the short stack or something like that. Buschmann going for, picked up a gut shot, likes his a hand because it has a bit of equity and it does like get a lot of hands to fold. And
this is amazing stuff here. Get the nuts on the river, slip it
yeah,
over to Max. He's got literally the worst hand he could basically have. He does have a 3 in there for some potential wheel, but no diamond, I should say. I'm curious if he does wave. He's shown good discipline at times, but you can't get it right always. And let's see if he does step into it, make a mistake, and he could make a big one. I mean, I could see him really. He doesn't though. He doesn't bet big. He
yeah,
just
just gives
checks
up.
and gets to see the nuts. Nice understanding, table awareness, and very nice. And he
Allison
is,
back to chip lead now after that.
yeah.
This will be an interesting hand because yeah, Buschmann probably I would assume is going to flat a lot. It's either big 3-bet or flat.
And they're back. Ace 10 suited and deuces on the paired board. 4-4-8. Counterfeits always in play and just does start betting. Ace 10 suited, though, as we mentioned, it's this sort of defined range. Going to have a lot of pairs, going to have a lot of these type of hands suited, broadways or ace high, ace 10, ace jack, ace queen. Doesn't necessarily want to play the 1 and 2 stacks, risk premium so high, but if he wants to start attacking here, just folding, calling,
Yeah.
all things on the table, does get out of the way. And now we saw a bunch of very good hands right here. Not too many nice hands. 8-9 suited. Jack 10 off. Bernardo wants to start getting active, but he knows that this crew is these are just a tough cutoff button lineup there, and he will fold ace 3, going to defer, and 8-9 suited, very playable hand. Certainly going to want to peel here, and definitely has some good outcomes on a flop. That is not one. Ace 3 off flops very well with the pair in that ace of diamonds.
Checks it back with the ace of diamonds. Fabio could have played a lot of shoves pre-flop too. Max is going to be opening so wide in that spot. So some of these hands function better as shoves. Because Max is going to open every king 8 offsuit, jack 8, queen 8. All of these hands that dominate 9-8 suited, they're all opening. But they're all folding to a shove. And if you get called with 9-8 suited, like you still have decent equity against some hands.
Yep, ace three held up the whole way through, start to finish. 8-9 suited, definitely big pot, big important moment there. Didn't get to get that one as he is going to get 8-9 suited again, and Max with the king nine and the cutoff likely going to be opening here. I don't think no free passes here. People aren't just getting
Yeah.
to get it done. Although let's see, king nine, yeah, king nine off with his stack, and yeah, he's going to open.
Do you think I was always curious, like in some countries where a lot of regs kind of know each other, they tend to hang out after. Like I've gone out with drinks with Guillaume Nollet and Pascal Lefrançois because we're like from Montreal, and
Yeah,
sometimes you just meet up. And do you think like these Brazilian guys after this FT, like a couple of them kind of know each other and they're like, hey, let's go like hit like a bar, have some fun, talk about some hands. Like I'm curious. I know Brazil is a massive country, but I feel like some of these guys must kind of like be on good terms and like, you
yeah,
know, I don't know how to if any of them are watching and they are friends, like, let me know if that type of stuff happens because it'd be such a cool thing to experience.
yeah. We see blinds go up here, and it is interesting. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in Brazil, and I actually was at the BSOP about a year ago, little less in November, and these at in Sao Paulo in particular, which is one of the biggest cities in the world. Which is, you could be pretty far away from each other even living there. So I know there is a lot of different areas people live in Brazil, but that is a good question. And I would imagine there is some of these guys that do live relatively close or know each other. But yeah, that's good. We'll check. Let's see. And hey, Allison, by the way, AP watching. I believe we exchanged numbers. I'm gonna reach out, but would love to have you on the show coming up. He has been on an in great form here and is definitely playing at a very high level right now. I
Oh
think just
wow,
won recently.
Fabio just folded King Jack off, if I saw that correctly, in the cutoff. Yeah, he did. It's really, really tight fold as the one of the shortest stacks. Very unexpected. I think you got to take some spots. Surprised he just folded.
Yeah, I just texted AP because I think
Yeah.
I'd love to have him on as well as anyone here. I've said that too. If you guys are playing on this tournament, this final table, you want to come on the show, reach out. We got a great list of guests, and now Beruzzi's been on many times, but someone that you're very familiar with content and know the way this tournament very well too, which is great. But it is cool to get new guests on and get some other perspectives and up and comers here too. So again, good luck to everyone today, and hope everyone at home is watching. Over 2,000 on right now. We do have those giveaways lined up
Nice.
for you, and we are having a great show.
Allison is a crazy soccer player, by the way. I don't know if you've ever played with him, but he's really good.
I respect that. I played through college, and I know in the World Cup, the WSOP, the every year there's that tournaments. I don't remember specifically playing against him, but I know they have some great players on that team. Obviously, it's in the blood there. And I didn't. Did he play? Do you know if he played like professional or in like a youth team growing up, or just you just
He
seen him
definitely
play?
played at I would say like a decent level. I don't know if I'm professional, but from playing with him, I can tell like he's a very good player, very quick, controls the ball really well, and kind of like he likes to run the show. It's the same way he plays poker a bit. He's a bit of like a holding midfielder, just like likes to run around the ball, create passes, go for a shot if he has to.
I love it. Speaking of that, is loving the mystery hand one of the favorite parts of the show as we get the ace jack. And is this going to be that blind on blind? Or do we see in the button get involved? Okay, so it's the button as we see a couple cards kind of peeking out there. If you have a little
The
clue. This is a
mystery
mystery hand
hand.
with a clue. We'll call this. So yeah. What's up, man? Good to see you high low EV. And looks like two green cards.
Oh man.
There.
I
But
don't know. It's kind of funny to see this. It's like it's actually such a mystery hand that I don't know. Like it could be the ace nine of clubs, could be jack nine of clubs. It's like a super mystery hand.
yeah, it is a
Uh,
super mystery. Could be ace
Well,
queen,
it
ace nine.
definitely isn't jack eight of clubs, so we know that. But it could be ace eight, ace nine. Oh, okay, okay, okay. We know he has
Nice.
a flush draw.
Against ace jack here and Max. Max is got the lead in the hand. Let's see what is going to happen here. There is a little bit of a glitch, but it's kind of fun. It actually adds a mystery to the mystery. So
Man,
let's
this is the
see.
first time I've actually been like extremely more involved in the hand because it is like I can't tell really if it's a jack or an ace. It could be either. Oh wait, no, sorry, it can't be the ace of the clubs. See, Buschmann. Okay, well, actually, we know what he has. Sorry, I just saw Buschmann has the ace of clubs. Which, by the way, this is a crazy hand already because Buschmann defended and just led twice, basically saying, "I have Deuce X suited and you really don't."
Yeah.
And the way the hand is playing, he's kind of doing the sick merge bluff where he's going to get a hand like a weak 8 to fold, like pocket 7s and 6s to fold, but he's getting value from flush draws.
Wow. 2.2 in the million. It's this SPR of essentially 1 for Bernardo.
Yeah.
And as we know on the river, he does not have, doesn't look like he has the goods. He's got a potentially losing hand. And let's see what Max is going to do here. I mean, are we going to see a check and then a bet? Like what is it is a check. And now, wow, this is kind of fun, but is it for sure air? Is that what it has to be? It's a
Yeah,
flush
yeah, it
draw
has to,
miss, right? There's
it's
no pair.
100% Jack 9 of clubs. It can't be anything else. It's pretty wild hand because the only 10x that Bernardo has are going to be ace 10 and like overs with the 10 of spades. So like Jack 10 of spades, King 10, Queen 10 of spades. That's it. And ace 10 of spades. And then ace 10 offsuit. I guess you can also have like 10-8 suited, 10, so 2 combos there. Yeah, this is this is kind of crazy. But does Buschmann snap fold or he finds the tank call? This is sick hand. This is a really sick hand. Buschmann is basically saying, I have a deuce. The way he's played the hand, he's saying, I have a deuce. This is all I have. And if he shows up to the river with a deuce here, he's obviously going to call because having any deuce here would unblock so many bluffs. I think Max having the ace of clubs is not really like super satisfied because it does block some. Well, actually, no, because ace X of clubs is not going to bluff on a river. Like Bernardo, if he has like ace 5 of clubs, he's just going to be like, I'll check. Yeah, if this calls, I like how there's no GTO Wizard suggestion this time because I don't know if it's because it's a mystery hand or because GTO Wizard just like I don't know what's going on here.
The
Like,
mystery hand GTO wizard combo is gnarly too. So I do that sometimes, which gives you some influence into the hand. But yeah, Ace Jack is thinking long and hard, and these guys, all right, he's gonna get it off. Jack 9 of clubs, special hand. We did get a little bit unfortunate to kind of get to see that, but either way, a great hand. I do say those Brazilian players, they love they love their green cards. The green club cards repping that Brazil flag. And Bernardo unloaded the clip here, and we got a big battle for the top 3 with big stacks. Fabio hanging on with 800K. He's got what 12 bigs, so he's the shortest. Everyone else fairly healthy. Upper left of your screen, you can see when the blinds go up. It just happened every 20 hands, and we are still moving pretty quickly. About an hour in, we've lost 2. Chips are AP found his way back to the top 6 mil. He's had quite a little bit of a roller coaster, but he is in control.
I remembered there was a mystery hand when I made the final table 2 months ago where I was 1 out of 7. I finished 6. So there's a hand where you guys made the mystery hand where I bet into the other guy 3 times. Similar hand. I just donked flop, donked turn, and like basically shoved the river. Yeah. And the guy just had the nuts. And I'm just like, guys, like I was watching the coverage after. I'm like, guys, this isn't a mystery.
I do remember that hand. Yeah, you went for it though. You put on you go for it here as we see King 10, King 7. The 7 does get some showdown and decides to check as King 10. Happy to take that one. We will go on 35K, 70K level here as no super premium AP though when folded to. Certainly licensed to open the ace 8 there.
Fabio's really been, folding his way through some pay jumps. Curious if he's gonna. I feel like he's not gonna. It's so weird. I'm a bit confused by how this guy's playing because he defended 8-6 offsuit 3-way, but then folds 10-9 heads up against chip leader wide open. So it's kind of like you know, you want to kind of take the other spot more, the 10-9 more than the 8-6 three-way. Yeah, Allison just gonna get to start opening really wide. Now he has a decent chunk more than Max, and Buschmann on his left. By the way, all my BBB boys are still here. Buschmann, Botteon, and Bernardo. So, God,
Yeah.
it would be nice.
Ribeiro
You owe me so many. You owe me
not,
so many dinners. I might actually make profit on my Bahamas trip because I don't have to pay for dinners.
it's true. It's expensive there. It is. And at Bahamar this time, that is going to be in a December, not set dates yet, but I know the
No,
schedule.
it is the 3rd to the 17th, I think.
The schedule is not. I'm saying the set.
No, yeah,
The schedule's not out, but the dates of when to be there. So
yeah.
wow, it's already It starts early. That's right. It's like a 2 weeks, the whole month essentially leading up to the holidays. So very nice way to end the year. You can have a nice end of your year. It can be a little bit expensive. That 25K going to be a big guarantee as well as always. We know that's a fast but fun one as we see ace
Yeah.
king and 3-4 suited here. 3-4 suited out flopping. Ace king has some key colors on the hand, and this one's always tricky. The queen high board, you got ace king, and he's gonna, if he can tell a story for now. I don't 3-4 suited definitely gonna be playing.
Might face.
Oh man, what a gin turn there.
Yeah.
Be not a good time for Max to keep bluffing. Let's see if he does keep the, and we do see leads sometimes, right? From
Yeah.
the board pair in the blinds here. You can have 9x, 4x, queen x. He has draws, so it's you can accomplish a lot by leading, and a lead for a certain size. I wonder what Max does because he knows he does beat draws, Jack 10, King Jack, Ace. Sorry, the heart draws. Tough to ask to fold, but it's also not super appetizing.
Like Max, like having the king of hearts here makes it easier to fold, to be honest. Just like you do block a lot of the continuous king 10, king jack offsuit with the king of hearts. Like those are gonna be the ones that check call, and then on the turn you're like, oh, you know what? I want to represent a fork.
And E7. So we do see a defend. I see a mixed strategy with that, with the kind of medium weak aces. You can do all things. You like the call there, or do you sometimes like to 3-bet that one on against
Yeah, I've
undergun
seen
seven-handed?
sometimes it goes for like a really big 3-bet and puts like Max would just have to like automatically fold ace queen against the big 3-bet there. So there's just like so much ICM pressure on Max right now. A bit surprised that there's no lead with ace 7 here. I think actually it's one of the hands that are pretty nice at you like all the better ace X have to fold ace jack, ace queen. And then if Max doesn't have those, he still has like king queen, king jack, and those type of hands that can still improve, and you're just kind of folding out some equity. You have a double gutter. You can even like a bluff a 7 sometimes on a river. So yeah, I'm surprised he didn't even consider leading. I think it just saw him like quick check the turn. Like yeah, sure, ace high has good showdown value there.
Yeah, I think when you're AP though, you kind of realize with him checking though that he's going to have a better hand, right? He's probably not checking like the Broadway is most likely there to like to showdown. But yeah, I mean maybe King Queen, as we see King Queen now against two other viable hands. Ribeiro bit upstuck. Phil Lock coined that
Yeah.
term. He was second. Now he's actually much upstuck. He is in on the shorter portion of the players here. And Jax, this is going to be enough hand to challenge Alex,
Yep.
make him make a decision.
Yeah, Ribeiro didn't play much hand so far. He just had one hand early on where he like bet and then re-clicked ace 10 on the jack 6-6 board. And it might look like not much of a hand to really look at, but you know, that actually did change a lot into the dynamic. He became one of the shorter stacks by a decent amount when he has two big stacks on his left. So that one little decision kind of handcuffed him for like 2 more orbits. So that's why it's always important to not like just give up some chips for free sometimes. Botteon just been like literally chilling. He's just like exactly that meme, the guy on the beach with a beer doing absolutely nothing, watching the world burn, just laddering up. Hasn't really played many hands. Doesn't need to really.
Ace King, force, no one hitting hard, no one with the club. Four's in the lead if they're able to get to a river at the moment, currently ahead. But again, 4-4 with 4-4-4 in the middle. Seems like a sign. Will AP win this pot? The 10 of clubs rolls off. Again, no one with a club. Fours are in the lead. Are you surprised no stab from Bernardo with the lead with the or just nothing really to do here? I mean, fours are actually
Just crazy risk premium for both players, right? There's two stacks that are under or close to 10 big blinds. So a lot of time you're just playing a lot of checking in these spots, regardless. I feel like Allison might bluff this. He just might think like his fours are not good enough, even though they actually are. Yeah, he just goes for a very cheap bluff, just trying to get like pocket fives, sevens, and eights without a club to fold, or maybe like ace six suited or king six suited or something.
very interesting. We've seen some great play today. We've also seen some heroic stuff. I think Max has been super aggressive. AP sort of dipped down, now back up to the top. It's nice to have the chip lead, allows you to have a little more volatility and variance, but he is up now to 6 million, and Max has kind of risen up right where he started. Max Buschmann was, as you said, he was a long shot on the odds, 19 blinds to start and 17.96 if you were to bet him in the client. So he's in a good spot. He's got a great seat on the left of AP and Bernardo with chips. So I like Max's game so far today. And again, all Brazilian and Austrians at the moment.
Yeah, I made a mistake earlier and I said Theologis was Austrian, but someone pointed out that he's actually from Greece. So just gonna fix the record there. He is a relocated player.
Yeah,
nice limp shove by Carlos.
Again, for the retweet, tag a player. Guess who wins? Chance at 50 cash. It is pinned on Jeff Gross Poker. Guys can get that $50 cash. Just retweet. Good luck. You do 7 off against the King Queen. Both suits covered for AP's got it covered. He's gonna go out of the way there.
Carlos folded ace six offsuit on the button there, so that's a seeing that he's adjusting to how the stacks on his right are. So he understands that there's a lot of risk premium, a lot of pressure on him. He's like, I don't even want to open ace six offsuit on the button.
Yeah. That's a great point. You had mentioned, I think he's one of the more active creative players, but just such awareness that, hey, like, yeah, I'm gonna get attacked here. Like Fabio's short. These guys got a lot of chips. They can flat me, they can 3-bet me. A6 doesn't play very well. Like almost better to like rip it than to like open or something. So he says, I'm gonna get out of the way. And this is a bad
Max finds,
it's
look at that
hand and AP, it's such a great 3-bet spot. Like button gonna be wide. He was right, but Max just wakes up with it.
Goes for a very, I mean, kind of a big 4-bet, but I feel like it's a spot you can still go like 1.44. Oh, Allison, what are you thinking about? Ooh, he's thinking about it. He wants to. He's seen the solver. He's seen ace five. Want to go crazy sometimes. The problem with ace five suited is actually not that it's just offsuit, but it blocks 2 bluffing combos. So it's going to block 2 different ace five suited bluffs. So it's not the best hand to have always in those spots. Oh, let's see. What is Theologis going to do here? Oh, he goes for the sneaky min raise off of 11 big blinds with Queen Jack, and unfortunately, just runs into the nizzles. And Bruno Botteon is like, wait a second, he's representing aces, but I have aces. Yeah, and he just flats because he's like, well, wait a second, hold on. I know he has nothing because I have it all. Very good flat by Botteon. Now like Alex is like somewhat, forced to see bet. Two overs, queen of diamonds, yada yada. Oh, goes for check. Okay.
And GTO Wizard does follow the check there. And on the second pass at it, it is a 100% bet mid, saying around that. And he finds that on the dot, the bet mid. He bet 50%. That is
Yeah.
right there. And now he is going to be in a spot. If he does click call, he's going to have himself everything but a king to win him the pot. Although it's a very scary board. So he does check, gets a stone brick. He has effectively the nuts, right? It's other than deuce three suited, which is not in play. So he has the nuts in this hand effectively. And another mid bet, it's being said. So that's all of his chips almost though, right? In theory, a
Yeah,
7
basically. Half
75.
pot is 375, so basically leave yourself with one big blind so you can still maybe ladder. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. And now it does say all in, and Alex won't even. That's tough to get snapped all in. That is
That's insane. It's a good bluffing combo because you don't have a heart or like you don't have like the well, he had the queen of diamonds though,
yeah.
but still, yeah, pretty
Well,
crazy.
all right. Well, he's all in Jack 7 suit. He's gonna try to free roll a spin up for what? That's like a what 17 10K paid the ante, so a seventh of a big blind. And Jack 7 suited ahead. There's some money in the middle. Can he get
Yeah,
it done? Jack 7 suited ahead of 6-4. A very scary flop. 6-4 looks dangerous on the river. He needs a lot out. 7-6-3, a 4, and it is a 7, and that is GG, not what he
good
wanted.
game.
The 7 comes in. Alex knows it. He doesn't get to try to spin it up. He went bluffing. He is out. Six-handed play underway. At 4, we will start that giveaway process. So again, 92. Let's see how many now have hit that thumbs up and subscribed. It is we're at 154, so that looks better. 2,400 on. Appreciate everyone being here. Let us know where you're watching from. Hope you're enjoying. Baruzzi is here. You can follow him on the socials. He streams as well. He's going to be on Thursday. There's huge action starting as well for the WSOP online. I mean, what's your schedule look like? You're playing. How loaded of a schedule are you going to be playing for that?
Um, Planning to just play like twice a week. I have my baby. I got my business, real estate stuff I got to take care of, especially around this time. I don't have that much time to play, so I'm personally planning to just play like Thursday and Sunday, and maybe sneak in some days here and there if it's raining outside, and if I don't have anything planned. That's the only way I'll play those other days. If it's a nice sunny day outside and I have nothing planned, nearly always I go play tennis instead. All right, we got two relatively real hands here.
Yeah, I do want to point out as well, there is August 16th to September 29th, 33 bracelets online, 5K main event for 25 mil. Phil Hellmuth will commentate with me on that, as well as Alex Foxen on the 10K final table for the 10 mil one on the 29th. So we got action, and I'm sure you'll be playing the main and that, right? The main, you can do multiple
Yeah,
bets. And
yeah,
that's
yeah. I'm not missing the main. I'm not missing. There's going to be a 10K 10 million too. They have like a 1,500 10 million. So like a lot of really, really good events. Um, the main ones I won't miss. It's just more like the daily ones that yeah, not too interested in them. Oh, we got definitely an all-in and a call here. Yeah, so Fabio actually did ladder up again by waiting it out. He made all those
They say
folds.
flops the gut shot. Don't look away.
Yeah.
It could matter. The ace,
Ooh.
just in case.
Little
Fabio, 86% to keep it rolling here on the river. It's a jack, and he will do so. So not down to 5. We still got 6. Wow. There we go. Fabio won't go away.
He's still alive. You think he's gonna go for ace eight back to back? No. He's just been playing really, really tight and snug. Just wants to kind of sneak into the top 3, run good, make some hands. Max has had like a monster every time in the big blind somehow. Kings and queen. He's had kings 3 times, queens once. Like that's fine. He can, when he start with 900K chips and he's second in chips now, he's probably not too sad about losing with queens there. Someone in chat pointing out that I've closed down the bar because of wife and kid. Yeah, basically, yeah. I'm actually in the process of building like a new office in my backyard because I want to be able to stream and like play poker when I want to for fun, like outside of my home where it's a bit more quiet because it's kind of crazy when you have a kid crying and there's a dog barking and stuff. So I'm gonna have a new setup like in a couple of months, just kind of building a mini like shed slash office outside with a sauna. I'm pretty excited to stream from there because on my breaks I can just go jump in the hot tub, go in the sauna, jump in the pool or something. Like it's gonna be as much as I love my bar. I've kind of run out of usage of from it. There's enough drinking streams that I can do where without my body paying the price for it. Fabio's just kind of dwindling down again. Allison opening, yeah, I mean, actually pretty good open. Ace-4 offsuit.
Hot tub streamer question.
Yeah, I mean, dude, hot tub streamer content is a tough business, man. Having playing high stakes poker and giving away a lot of like free information does not make any money. No diapers are being paid for that way. But hot tub streams might tap into an unknown market there. You never know. Gonna get a sponsorship from Grinder or something. So we got 5 Brazilians versus Austria. Quite a tough matchup for our little Austrian friend over here. Let's see. Buschmann last time isolated 10-3 offsuit because he just finds that those are the worst hands to kind of check back. But this time, the stacks aren't that close. He's like, actually, I'm not gonna do this one.
Deuce 10, Queen 9, and not too much for either. Deuce 10, though, well in the league, going to check back board pairs, so make them feel a little more comfortable. Not a huge pot. Again, these guys aren't really incentivized to go crazy at each other. 6.5, 4.4, they are in command. Also, Bernardo and Botteon also over 3 mil, and then we got 1.7 and 800. So still six-handed. And it has shaken up the positioning today. As we said, Bernardo was in second to start, so he's back to that, and our chip leader is where it started, but Carlos Ribeiro is down short when he was in third, and the biggest come up has been Max here, who is in second right now, and he started ninth, so really good spot, and again, a great seat for him.
Yeah, he's
played tough too.
He's played good. I mean, found a really good thin value raise early on with ace-10, which got him like kind of a big boost in chips. Just checks down bottom pair here and wins.
Queen 3 suited, Jack 9, 8-10. Nothing too much to play with here, but 8-10 off. I mean, is this out of line or chip leader just totally reasonable here against these guys?
I mean, look at Fabio's stack. He can just like not even look at his cards and open, basically. He can open really wide because both out of position players. Yeah, AP, yeah. Like both out of position players really cannot 3-bet much. So it's like you're basically just gonna get to see 3 cards by opening really wide, and and then you decide to do stuff post flop.
So this is saying to bet large, like 300, something like that, 9 out of 10 times.
Probably, yeah. I would even say bigger, like sometimes, like mix. But like, I guess you don't want to play really big bets here because it does force you to play a pot where you might bust, and then you never want to bust in the situation when you are fourth in chips.
Yeah, the risk.
So you don't want to go like 2x spot there, and then on a river, you river a pair, and you're like, oh man, should I like bluff it? Should I not? Let's see if he goes for this bluff.
It's saying he has to. It's saying a mandatory. He does have 10 high. You're going to get some other hands to fold. He probably doesn't love having the diamonds, and also he's got all the misdraws himself. but he
Oh,
does
he does
find
go
it.
for it.
Good for him.
And then, yeah, just nice, really good bluff. Good pickup, puts him close to third in chips. And someone in chat is pointing out when I did a sushi stream with my friends is like bringing back memories.
What was that? Sushi? What? Just
We
ordering?
were just getting hammered at the bar basically, and one of my friends is from the Philippines and like really loves Japanese sushi, and he's like he just showed up and he's like, I'm gonna make sushi today. I'm like, okay, let's make sushi. It was very fun. I was playing high stakes poker at the same time too, and they're just like my Filipino friend in the back just making sushi, and like people tuning into the stream are so confused, like what the hell is this? You know, is this guy gambling or
He's
he's like
good though.
running
He
like
knows
a
what he's doing.
little
He's like a
sushi
real.
shop?
He's a proper chef.
No, no, no. He's just like he just likes making sushi. He's like, I just want to make sushi. I'm like, okay.
Well, this could be curtains for Fabio. This is much
Yeah,
so. Allison going to open wider. King Queen certainly a shoving candidate, and aces are going to be calling quickly as King Queen needs help, needs some straights. Does have both flush draws available. The Jack now the easiest way to get there, as the ace is going to shut the door on everything but the Jack. He needs it on the river. Oh,
oh my God.
oh man, Fabio won't go.
Ooh-wee.
That is the chant they're screaming there as we saw Brazilian on Brazilian. We see four, it's what, five Brazilians. If Max somehow were to get eliminated next, it would be five Brazilians left. That would for sure be a record. I mean, that is crazy, but this guy just won't go away. That is a big ask. King Queen off the aces, and he got it. He hit it. He ran it. He is
Man,
in.
he
Like
spun
he
it
drew it
from
up.
300K.
Yeah, no problem. No waiting. The Jack right there. That was nuts. The chat is losing their mind. 154. We are close to getting that giveaway going. You got to be hitting that thumbs up, be subscribed. 2,300 on right now. Hope you're enjoying the afternoon. Wherever you are watching right now, we are here on EST, myself and Baruzzi, as we see a ridiculous final six here. Very talented players, and that was a run out of runouts. Queen 10, Queen
Yeah,
5, blind on blind again. As we see, no GG. It will continue on. Wow.
pretty sick spin up from Fabio, just consistently like spinning up to what 300K, 500K. Like all his tight folds have somehow been, you know, very eventful, I guess, because he's just winning his all-ins. Sometimes just about winning your all-ins. And now he's tied with Carlos. And Carlos came in third in chips, I believe. So somehow you're six left and you have the same amount of chips as the guy that came in third. And all you did was basically fold and then win one very big all-in.
Fives, Queen 4 suited. And 4, not enough. Fives in the lead.
Yeah, both of these guys just want to play really small pots. They're second and third in chips, want to avoid any big confrontation because there's two short stacks. Some people view that situation and are like, oh, yeah, you want to play passive? Well, I'm going to play hyper aggressive then. And then, you know, that's sometimes you get those type of players that make final tables very interesting. One name comes to mind. He actually won the 10K recently, Osmirko Artem. Really hyper aggressive player from Russia. Really, I love playing against him because he's kind of like a crazy outside the box type of player. Just does a lot of wild stuff. But he is one of those guys that just says like, "Oh, you want to play small ball? Okay, I'm all in."
Yeah, he's also leading this season 2
Yeah,
of 2026. And first, he's got 3 final tables and a win, and he's been here very frequently, playing well, and you know, coming in like you said, he's coming in playing big pots, putting people to the test. Fun to watch. Saw one of the wildest final tables we ever saw just a few weeks ago. Just absolutely everyone going for it at every spot.
ooh.
Was bananas here as we see ace.
Bernardo folded Queen Jack offsuit here, and he like took a bit of time. He's like thinking about it. He's like, I got the chip leader and the second in chips and the third in chips on my left. I'm gonna skip it. Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Fabio
is at risk. This one is
Yeah,
going to need a little more magic. He needs help. The ace
a
jack
lot of
suited
help.
flops well as well, so he is going to need a six on
Six.
the river. I don't see that's 8, 9, 10, 5. Close, no
No.
cigar.
GG.
Fabio will bow out. We will take it to 5-handed. There's a Brazilian down. So we got 4 Brazilians, 1 Austrian, and a now chip leader by a hair, Max Buschmann. So currently Brazil, we lost to Alex, who's a champion. So again, unless AP wins, we'll have a new champion today. And we are shaping up for an all Brazilian affair, although Max playing well and not going to bow out easily. Sevens versus eights. So eights on the king 6-6. Probably wants to start betting.
We've seen a lot of these 6-6x flops on the flop. They're very interesting ones because big blind is supposed to kind of do a lot of crazy things in some situations.
I would have thought he might bet there, but it makes sense to check, I guess, with the king and the 6-6. Could have big blind has some sixes and also just
Yeah,
doesn't like a check raised, I guess, but he is covering. I'm a little surprised. Maybe he starts betting now.
I think he will bet now.
Small bet. Seven's
Yeah.
gonna want to come along. Could have the best hand and also very good price. Is dominate. We know needs a 7. Not gonna get that, but the heart comes in and is it enough to ask? So a snap check though. Max wasn't
Yeah.
interested there with more. Ace queen.
No. Queen,
King
king,
deuce
king four
suited in the
suited
blind.
folding as well. Important.
So now, I mean, risk premium very different. Carlos Ribeiro, he started in second. I'm sorry, in third. He is in fifth, but there's no one really close. He is a long way away. He's got to
Yeah.
basically triple up to get to the next stack. So he's willing to battle a bit more. He doesn't have to worry about busting a 6, 7, 8, 8 board with king deuce suited. Doesn't attack here. And the
Yeah.
deuce gonna be helpful for Allison if he wants to bet small or
He's gonna bet small. I feel like Austin. No. Oh, thought he might. Like Carl's just nearly always has ace highs and then sometimes has like like a 7. Yeah. No, not even a 7. Just has ace highs a lot. Allison gets the sneaky win a pot that to Allison doesn't mean much, but to Carlos like is a huge pot really.
yeah, would have had 1.7 instead has
Yeah.
1.28.
Where he could min raise fold off some stacks a bit more comfortably, but now he has, 12 and a half big blinds, a bit harder to open wide in some spots. All right, Allison calling from the small blind against button open with a dominating hand.
Yeah, king 10 suited and the king arrives. So this one is pretty safe. No draw for jack 10 here. He's just got jack high and almost no chance. I don't really see why Bernardo would just start blasting off. And if he did bet and get called, might just shut it down. So either way, let's see. King 10, jack 10, 622 in the middle. Pretty dry board.
Yeah, I wonder if Allison checks again. I feel like Bernardo would definitely bluff. But hand is too good. You got to bet your king there. You still get called by some ace highs. Yeah, pretty like weird spot for second and third place chips now. They just have to play generally very snug and avoid any massive confrontations.
Ace 5 as a call here. The board, though, again, very like not super appetizing with a that ace, you're dead to the king queen. There's aces you're dead to as well. There's other hands that have you in bad shape. And now the six connects with a pair. He's saying to check, but he will not fall suit. And that might get it done. I mean, it's saying to call 76% of the time. I'll tell you what, though, you call here, there is 2.9 in the middle, and you got less than SPR1, and you just basically only beat a bluff. I don't think he's calling. And it says 3 out of 4 times call. This is a big, big ask to call
Yeah,
here. No way to improve. Could be
it's
dead.
pretty sick.
He does find it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And now the question, this is one we rarely get to see. What happens on the river? Does Allison just shut it down? He's got the 6. He does,
Yeah,
and pretty quickly. Doesn't really beat anything as played, right? Literally nothing. I mean,
no. And a lot of like hands that check call twice are going to be every jack X of spades. Sometimes even like king 9 of spades, king 8 of
right.
spades, stuff. So like you can't really just go crazy there. And also like Botteon still has every jack 10, every ace 10 as well. So it has enough boats on the river.
Yeah.
So Bruno wins that hand and just takes the chip lead away from Allison, which makes Max the chip leader all of a sudden. And now you start seeing people playing a bit. Not that they're tighter, that they just understand that there's a guy with like very few chips. Let's wait till he busts because the pay jump is significant. You know, we're talking about 40,000 pay jump. No one wants to start defending king 3 offsuit or 3-betting it from the big blind. They're like, no, let's just like give Carlos a chance to bust. Bernardo though, he's thinking about it. This might be one of those. Yeah, it's gonna be. I feel like one of those spots where Max is like, "Oh yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. I want to get 3-bet so I can 4-bet shove it." Let's see. Yeah, goes for it. Very good find. Bernardo's gonna 3-bet like King Jack, King Queen, Ace 10, Ace Jack, and he's always gonna fold to the 4-bet shove. Sometimes you get snapped by Ace King and Kings, and whatever. You got equity with Ace 5 suited.
All right, we're getting the giveaways queued up. It is 3 today to be exact, and they are
Ooh,
$50. And we are seeing a step up and a step out of line here. AP definitely showing us how he got the chips in this tournament. He
yeah.
has pushed it in a lot of spots. Timing's been a little off as of late, and Botteon, I guess, clicks it on him. I mean, it's queens, it's 5-handed. They are for the chip lead. Could he ever call? Maybe. I don't think so in this exact moment. It's just AP's too capable, too willing, and this hand is vulnerable. So let's see. Could he call? Is it?
This
I
is
think
a
he's
very interesting spot because if you induce and catch an amazing punt, you become massive chip leader. Like right now, they're playing for 10 million. So you do want to induce this type of hand. You also want to induce Ace King here because sure you might finish fifth for 150K and be really sad about it, but in if you think your opponent is capable, you're also gonna win a 10 million pot chip, a 10 million chip lead pot, have 2 short stacks where you can start shoving any 2 hands, literally like any 2 cards, and basically nearly always like finish top 2 in the tournament. So I think it's good that Botteon found the click with queens there.
yep.
Oh,
Hey,
he got
that's one of
a
the ones, right? That's one of the ones that he had. And Kings to Jack 9. Ribeiro somehow going to get it in a great spot. He's got to fade the 9. The board is paired, so it's a 9-9 only, or we're going to continue 5-handed. Botteon shove blind on blind and is an 8. That is not great for Botteon as the Kings. Good timing. Carlos started in 3rd. He is now in 4th. Bernardo was in 2nd. He is in 4th with the 22 blinds. And King's getting passed around 2 8s here. Wow, off of this stack size. I mean, I guess it's still, yeah, good enough. I was thinking, could he just no reason to shove, but he is gonna
Oh, we're gonna see a 650K 3-bet and a shove. I'm like pretty sure.
You think he's just gonna go rip it and
No, it's gonna go 650K.
That's what I'm saying. You think 650 into a rip though?
Yeah, 650K. Botteon all in. call, and then either a bust out or eights is nice because it doesn't block the bluff three bets, like all the king three, king four offsuit,
There it
ace
is.
deuce, ace three. Yeah, huge
That
swing.
that is a 8 ball, no back, and he's got backdoor straights and 8. That's not going to come. The clubs were covered. 2 outs, 8 on the river, or we will see a shift in Pardo. Bernardo, it's a heart.
It could
It's
be.
possible. It's the
Oof.
6 of hearts. So the 8 of hearts was available, 4.5 mil. That's going to
Wow.
even things out. And he can't believe it. He is saying the Greg goes all in. OMG.
Pretty
As
sick. He literally in two hands he went from chip lead to now second to last from Botteon. So like two hands changed everything. We got two draws as well, both playing it standard, bet, check call. Feel like Buschmann is gonna bet a lot here. And he's just gonna win the hand. I'm basing his bet basically just from what I've seen him do so far. Like Wizard wanted a check there.
all right. Well, Buschmann sort of separating again was our shortest stack to start the day. He was at an astounding 17.96. Call it 18 to 1. Actually, Dalton was the shortest. He was an 8. So 8 out of 9 is where he started. But he is that would be a nice price. You have all the B's, right?
Yeah.
That's who you got. I got myself AP, who is trending the wrong way. I had Carlos.
Just give me your credit
And
card number, Jeff. It's fine. I'll just have a dinner here.
well,
Just give
Max is in control, and he's trying to disrupt this Brazilian party here as an outsider on this group. It is going to be at least someone from Brazil heads up. We know that. It's just a matter if it will be 2 heads up, and the only repeat winner, the only prior winner is AP. Everyone else would be a first time winner. So we got no chance for anything as 6s. Gonna min raise 9-10 suited hand that plays very well post flop. He's gonna rip it. Wow.
Oh,
Gonna
wow.
call. Max says hello. Let's see it. 9-10 suited to 6 is a pure flip. The 9-10 picks
Wow.
up the jack. 6 in the lead, has the spades
Oof.
covered. The jack is good, drawing dead, and that is gonna even the tie. They have exactly the same stack. And now no one
Wow.
is short. 2.9 is your shortest. We have got 5-handed underway.
Pretty crazy snap call from 6s for 25 bigs. I don't know about that one. Maybe if someone's watching that likes to do sims, go find that up and then and send it to me on Discord if you can. I'm very, very curious. Because the problem with calling off 6s there is that you give up your chip lead and you're nearly always flipping. But in some cases you are ahead of 4s and 5s, those shove sometimes. But it's still like you had 7.3 million, I believe. And second in place has 4.4 million. You are so separated. Do you really want to like call with 6s and flip a lot of time there? I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't have done that. I think I would have folded 6s there. I can see like 8s snap calling, yes, and 7s is pretty close.
Yeah, I think I agree. I'm a little surprised. I think that's light, but I guess there are some 5s, 4s, 3s, 2 shoving, but it's probably if you were to plug it in, it would be a little out of line. As
Yeah,
Jack 9
some suited
suited,
aces too.
this is a big river card coming here because the heart is nice, the 9 is good, and Ace Jack with top pair in the top kicker. Does he lead here? What's going on?
Yeah, it seems considering it.
He has a nice lead game. He does lead often, and here he's got a
Yeah.
lot of hand. He would be in behind, and he does go for a lead. And Ace Jack with the decision now. I mean, honestly, Ace Jack looks feeling pretty good here. Your hand's
Ace of
good.
hearts on a river, you find?
Nasty work.
Ace
Does
of
he
hearts on a
raise it
river
now?
would be
Is he gonna let
disgusting.
him price that though? Maybe he shoots it up. I
I
mean, it's
feel
like
like with the ace of spades, kind of nice to maybe raise sometimes. You block ace eight of spades, but understandable why you don't want to raise. Like, oh, look at that. Not the ace of hearts, but
still, still a bit nasty.
runner, get there. Is
How
Max
much do
just
you ask
gonna,
for it?
yeah, like, is he gonna block again or he's gonna shove?
Yeah, sizing's so important here. I mean,
I
SPR
feel
not
like,
too far away. Like,
yeah, I feel like you shove. And then your bluffs can come from like queen
he
10
does have a
offsuit.
nine in there, right? He does have like 9-10. He's
Yeah,
got,
exactly. Queen
yeah,
10,
so
queen 9 suited, 10 9. Um, he was
he
opening
hates
from
this river,
cutoff.
no doubt about it.
Yeah, he hates it. He is really not happy about this situation. Pretty like tough spot. You're getting such a good price. You're wondering, is he really capable of like bluffing queen 10 with one heart here? I mean, yeah, queen 10 with one heart. Queen 10 offsuit makes a lot of sense. Is he gonna choose this size? Is this an 8x? Like you can still have a lot of 8x. You're trying to go for like really, really thin cry calls.
Yeah, 2,500 on right now.
Yeah.
What a pot. Big pot, big moment. Max, your eighth stack to start the day, paying out huge in the client for the betting odds. He is back in the lead, and it is tight though. And Botteon, who is also sells in the client, I think am I mistaken? I got a note. I believe he sold like 85% or
Yeah,
sells a
yeah, he
lot.
sold a large percentage of this tournament.
Sold, yeah, he sold over 80%.
Oh, hold on. We got a
I'll have one
yeah, we
particular.
got a big Botteon just went from chip leader to basically a short stack in what, 10 hands? Just wild stuff and how this stuff and like how this final tables sometimes go.
In tens though, Carlos
Tens is
comfortable
a sick
tens.
spot, but I
Yeah.
think I think this Carlos folded tens earlier in an exact similar spot when Theologis just shoved 20 bigs. But this is different. This is like I think you beat a lot more hands because you're also five-handed. You have a chip leader opening who's opening really wide ranges. I feel like I feel like this can
Yeah.
go either way,
Yeah.
to be
The
honest.
thing is, effectively, he thinks he's risking 1.5. He realizes Mac's going to show up with some air or not as great hand. So I just a matter what's he think about Botteon really in the spot. I think, you know, I mean, you don't have to, you do. I mean, obviously, Max can wake up with a hand. I
Wow, he
think that's what he was weighing.
calls.
Just going to call. And I'll tell you
Oh my
what a
god.
spot for Botteon. Gets the gin enough. It's enough. He's got too much in there to get out of the way. He doesn't love the king, but he's got enough hand here. He's gonna be a little bit sketched out by that flat, right? It is he blocks
Yeah.
jacks. It's sort of like tens he's beating. He's not doing great against a ton of other hands at flat here.
I mean, it's so, like both of them are really not very happy with this board, to be honest. Because Carlos never has ace jack suited. So he has like jacks, tens plus, ace queen suited.
Right.
And you're there with queen jack. You're like, what the
And,
hell?
and the same
Carlos,
point. You think he's that's what I'm saying. There's not many hands. It's like tens because like you block
yeah,
jacks and that hand's less likely. So it's a very interesting.
yeah, he puts it in. Botteon calls.
He Helmuthed it in there like a trap, but really on that board it was vulnerable. Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
god.
What is happening? He's still got a lot of outs though. It's still in play, and we won't get the dramatic flip flop.
Yikes.
That is it. Good luck, good game. Queen Jack can't breathe. What a hand, what a spot. And we are down to 4. That means giveaway time. 2,700 are tuned in right now. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for
It's
being here. I hope you're
crazy.
enjoying it. I hope you're ready to win something. All you got to do is hit that thumbs up, be subscribed. Over 200 eligible right now. And the tweet is sweet. It is for 50 cash. I'm going to put it in again. Who is winning this, Baruzzi? This is too close to call as Brazil started with 6, has 3 left out of 4. Max, though, is fighting for that chip lead in second right now. What a day today. We got a lot of people have hit that tweet as well. Thank you guys for engaging. And I put that link one more time there.
Very even stacks and four-handed. Allison is somehow in fourth place, which is pretty nuts. after he's kind of chip leading the whole time. Never played any really big pots. Carlos here just check calling with his flop 2 pair. Pretty interesting situation. Carlos is gonna have a lot of worse kings, so like Bernardo wants to bet a king twice for sure. Especially like king queen. Yeah, just value betting. And Carlos is kind of laying the trap. Like he knows that even if his opponent only value bets here, he still beats some hands. And then, yeah, I mean, this is nasty. Let's see. This is a disgusting spot when Bernardo is gonna go like, I feel like he's gonna bet like 1.6 million. And Carlos is really unhappy because he now loses to obviously king queen, but a lot of the bluffs got there, like ace 10 and is the one of the most primary bluffs in this situation, especially when it picks up a double gutter on the turn, and it just rivered the nuts. So you now lose to a lot of things. It'd be really impressive if Bernardo bets 1.6 here and Carlos folds. Maybe like 1.8 is the more likely. Oh, he went 1.6. Yeah, this is like if he finds a fold here, like even G2 Wizard is just straight up like, no, you never fold, bro. You never ever fold. But if he finds a fold here, I think that's a really good sign of like how advanced some of these players are because they're kind of just connecting the dots and realizing, like, wait a second, like I was trapping, but now I lose to a lot of hands. I lose to hands that were value bets and now beat me like king queen exactly.
I think he's gonna find the fold.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking this long. He's just connecting dots. Like, man, I don't like this spot. He's like, he loses to quite a lot of combos of straights and all the 2 pairs. Like Bernardo still has king jack definitely in his range, king 8 suited as well. He's never betting like 8-7 suited on a river. So like, do you ever beat better at worst 2 pair? They don't exist. 8-7 suited. Yeah, wow, what a great fold by Carlos. That's a really, really good fold. Pretty sick because he was playing a short stack for the longest time and now is like top 3 stack. Makes a really huge
Look
fold
at this
here.
cooler. 50, 100,
My God.
four-handed, tens, kings. Is there a way to not get it in here? I mean,
Dude, he makes a sick fold and then gets this.
so sick. Game is sick. We are locked in. Chat is here today. We got 2,800 on. What a FT, man. This has been spice, a lot of spice, and we are seeing here a chance for a 10 mil pot. Although, if Bernardo gets cute or if he 3-bet's not huge, maybe Carlos just calls.
Oh
But
my
yeah, 1.2.
God.
He's asking for a lot.
Yeah, this is disgusting. I mean, this is such a nasty spot. And if he just finds a flat here, that's insane. Bernardo's 3-bet range here is extremely polar, where it's gonna be probably like not even ace queen. It's gonna be ace king and then like queen jacks plus probably, and then a lot of the bluffs come from like 1 overcard hands. Oh my God, he times out. He timed out. He timed out with
Wait, how did he time out though? He has a 9-minute clock.
That's insane. No,
Wait, what
so
do you
on
mean? Hold
on
on. How does he
GG,
time out when he has 9 minutes on his clock?
that's insane. So on GG, yeah, he even says it. He timed. Oh my God, he's so lucky.
No, but how do you time out when you have 9 minutes on the
Because
clock?
on GGPoker pre-flop on a final table, you only have a certain amount. You have to press a big red button to trigger your 9 minutes. So he didn't press that button, so then he timed out. So, okay, yeah, Jeff, okay, one second, because a lot of viewers are going to be confused as well. I've been on these final tables. This has happened to me once. So when you use your 20 seconds, it gives you an option to press a big red button, and that allows you to trigger your 9-minute time bank. If you don't press it, it just folds your hand. And what happened in that spot is he didn't press it because he's probably thinking about the situation, and he just avoided a disgusting cooler where he should be out in fourth. It's insane.
That's sick. That is sick. That was
and he wrote it in chat. He wrote time. Sick. He said time KKK. I don't know what KKK means in Brazilian, but like I'm assuming. Man, he's probably like so frustrated right now. He's like, oh my God, I was trying to think if I want to induce or do I want to shove, and I just missed out on 1.2 million chips. Blah blah. You know, he's like in his head, he's like, how can I make this terrible mistake? And then he's gonna watch the footage and realize, like, wait a second, I should be out in fourth, but now I'm still in. That's insane.
All right. Well, there you go. We've seen some crazy stuff. I'll tell you what, you do this enough, you time out with aces, you get disconnected at the wrong time. Stuff does happen. 61-20. We are at 4 left, and it is time for the first giveaway. Let me get that queued up. We got like 3,000 on. What an afternoon as we see the 6s and 7-9 now. That was a huge cooler. What do you think was happening? What do you think he would have done? Because I mean, there was I mean, that is a classified cooler, but there is a world where it doesn't get in, I guess, right? Or no?
I think he was debating on flat. I mean, the thing is, every option there is like not worse, more annoying than the other. Like if you call, you're not happy. If you click it to induce, you're not really happy. If you shove, you're kind of also not really happy because you get snapped. All of them are like not. That's probably why he took a while and then ended up timing out. So pretty like it's just insane. I think that's like sometimes poker gods step in and they're just like they give you these type of insane situations. Wow, Allison just snap rips king 3 offsuit here against an open from Bernardo. Pretty sick find.
King 10 against going to be an ace king open here. Bernardo feeling good about his spot. 6.3 million max again, started in 8th and 2nd currently. A lot of tweets today. Wow, you guys are active on X. Baruzzi, where can they follow you? Where's the best place to watch you stream? You said it's across the multiple platforms on
YouTube,
Twitch.
YouTube for most of my videos that I put out. I haven't made one in a while, but still really good content. And then Twitch is where I'm like live streaming once in a while, so definitely find me there. All right, King 10 goes for a sneaky 3-bet, gets punished right away. People in chat like saying that might have been collusion or something. I just want to like go ahead and say that's really stupid. No one's gonna collude on at the risk of losing their account and their winnings. I'm very certain these two players are not on the same call or whatever people are claiming. Like just stop with that nonsense, because when you feed into that not like belief, I think it just gets more people to start like believing it as well, and it's not true. Everyone in this 10K is real named. It's well established high stakes regulars. They're playing their best game. He folded 10s because of, I'm telling you, I know exactly what happened. He just timed out. That has happened to me once on a final table where I had ace king suited. I still remember. And it just happens sometimes. And to show you, like, honestly, you got instant proof after they're not colluding, because king 10 offsuit 3-bet him there and gave away the chip lead. So if your thesis is that they're colluding, why would you then 3-bet him with garbage and then run into ace king and give up the chip lead? You know, like, for sure there's going to be some sick conspiracy theorist, Jeff, in chat right now. It's like, well, actually, they did that because they knew Beruzzi would talk about it, and then they would be cleared.
Listen, you know? I'll tell you what. There's always a possibility. That's what you can. One of the 4 agreements. That's a great book. Is don't make assumptions. It's very easy to make assumptions, and you can lose yourself into a web and a vortex of different thoughts. But as we stand, I do need to get that giveaway, and I will assume someone here out of those 230 thumbs up are going to win 2,800 watching first keyword coming up here on the giveaway will be underway as we see King 8 hearts, Ace 8 suited, both with a pair. King 8 in the worst spot and worst position, and a big bet though. Probably do the trick. Yeah, I mean, you could also argue the other way. Like, sure, yeah, like GTO, you try to get first, second, if that was even the case. But honestly, like, yeah, those hands too. It's like to have 11 or 10 mil right now to win it, much better chance than it goes. And you got to understand these are smaller fields. A lot of these guys do know each other,
Yeah.
and it is like doesn't mean people are because they're friends or they whatever that they're it's there's points, there's a leaderboard, there's a 10K seat up top, there's bragging rights, there's a lot that goes into it. And again, like you just got to do your best and assume people are doing the right things. And again, GG has an amazing security team. They look at stuff all the time. They've banned accounts. They look at stuff. It's not about one hand or if you don't click a button. Like they're looking at all kinds of spots and tendencies, and they're doing that. So it's really not in the player's best interest. You definitely don't want to forfeit your account, forfeit money, and run the risk of that. So people are aware that they're watching and able and have a pretty good systems to check on all that stuff. So we'll just leave it there. But again, great four-handed play here. It's really anyone's game. AP was your chip leader. He has got a lot of work cut out for him now, as he is the shortest, as Max was eighth, as he is in second, and Bernardo is right there with Carlos in the lead. So things are moving around at the moment.
Yeah, it's all of these guys, the Bernardo, Ribeiro, and Allison were the top three stacks. All of them still been swinging chip lead back and forth. Buschmann is he was in eighth place, kind of rose up to chip lead early on, and has kind of kept that mid like 5 million plus stack. He hasn't been involved in too many really big pots.
Shout out to my man Jordan checking in. Got a cool app called Smack Talk TOK. Pretty cool. Something you guys should check out if you like a little bit of speaking, a little bit of smack and having fun with your friends and wagering. As we are wagering for big money today, it's going to be a 98K heads up battle as Ace 5 goes for
nasty
value on the
spot.
river with two pair, but that is going
Yeah.
to run to a straight, and I'm sure he is going to be calling.
Sick run out.
Doesn't want to
Yeah.
raise flush as possible, but nice pickup, and that is going to tighten it up even more. I mean, this is about, look at these stacks. Have we ever seen, it's 4.9, 5.3, 5.1, 5.1. You literally, it's like starting a four-handed final table shootout with everyone at the same stack at this moment. It is anyone's game, wide open. Brazil versus Austria, 3-1 at the moment, and big money, big jumps as the keyword is getting underway. It is going to be
spicy
right here.
flop.
I'll get it for you. And I got the keyword coming up.
Yeah, that time bank thing that everyone's bringing up, just want to say again, it's only people only know it if you play on GG and get those final tables, because it's a very rare thing. Like it only shows up on final tables.
There it is. GGPoker. There is the first giveaway. First one, a 350 ticket. GGWSOP space. Baruzzi, insert your GGPoker username. Queen 10 has a straight. 810 is in there. Baruzzis are in the chat. We got a lot of 3,000 on today. What a show. What a day. And we have got a new winner potentially, unless AP can win for his second time.
Good luck, everyone.
Keep it rolling here. Queen 10 got another winner. $360. I mean, 810 has got literally, this board is ugly. Straights, flushes, bottom pair. Giving it a think. No spade in his hand. I can't imagine what he's really thinking about. Maybe he's looking up the TOC on the red button right now.
He's like, do I time out this time? How does it work? Yeah, but see here, like in these spots, it auto gets triggered. So post flop, time bank always runs out to the 0, but pre flop, it's capped at 20. It's a bit similar to when you play live poker, like they have these rules as well. One thing to note is that Max has 50 seconds time bank. So if this guy makes it heads up or top 3, he's gonna have a lot of messed up situations and just no time to think about it. Meanwhile, Allison is just like loving it, loving life with 12 minutes. He plays really quick, generally doesn't use his time banks, to be honest. Oh, there we go. Max going for attacking the limp.
That did look like Enrico, no? Kamosi, that ninja. It was Enrico, but I feel like it looked like ninja at my first glance there. Baruzzi in the chat. People are putting it in. The tweet is live too. We got that for you. Don't worry. We got a lot to give away. A lot of retweets today. Baruzzi must have retweeted it. We got like 50 on there already. Show not over, and more to come here. Who do you think wins it? Forget about our bet. Who do you think is going to win based on this 4 and the chip stacks and the layout right now? I mean, it's really even.
I mean, the thing is, all of these guys are usually what I would say is the person that's the most aggressive tends to kind of like do the best in this when they run slightly hot. But all of these guys are extremely aggressive players, and we've seen it. We've seen every single one of them kind of step out and do something unique. So I would feel like Allison has the edge just because he plays the highest stakes, plays tritons, the most experienced, has so far played quite well, even though he's swung up and down, dealt with it well, and he just has the most time bank. You know, you bet on him. So I'm kind of saying your guy's gonna win. But what you don't know is I'm just jinxing it. It's just all part of the big plan.
I love it. I love it. Shout out to Sam in the house, in the building, watching. We got some new people, familiar faces, and a lot of people looking to win that giveaway. 2,700 on. This is exciting. I got to say, this is the most even I've seen four-handed. At least it was with the exact chip stacks as Queen 10 suited.
Two real
Ace,
hands
King, nines, all valuable real hands. Ace King though may in the field here, and then nines. What do you do with the raise? Going to be a big 3-bet. Your chip leader. Nines, four-handed, a big hand.
I think nines is just gonna fold. Yeah.
Quickly. Not much.
Yeah, just not a good hand to do much with. All right, here comes back all the people with their tinfoil hats. Trying to qualify on the side into a day 2 on GG. $300 event, 3 million guarantee. You got me, guys. You got me. Good job, GG. It's forcing me to do a stream, and then I just see this event. I'm like, ooh, hold on a second. Gonna be like 800,000 for first. I want that. We haven't seen many like very out of line 3-bets so far when they're four-handed. Unlike earlier when there was a couple of short stacks and stuff, Allison was 3-betting every ace-5 off he had. You know, like he was kind of going after because he understands there's more risk premium, but when the stacks even out, you're kind of playing more of a balanced game a bit. There's not much risk. Everyone has the same risk. They all have the same stack right now, which is kind of annoying. You know, me and you want to make this stream short and go back to our kids and change diapers and stuff, but no, these guys got to have the same amount of chips and just keep slowly battling it out.
This is a battle. They are for sure battling. This is wide open as we see anyone's to win. Payouts are big. There is no deal making in the GG Millions, so this is what you see is what you get. And 6120K level, we're getting there. 4:55 Eastern at the moment. As we have been playing for a while. Two real hands here. King 4 suited, ace 8, blind on blind. Start with the limp, Carlos. Let's check back. Are you surprised or just a good enough hand you don't want to get check raised?
No, totally. Yeah, you want to have some strong ace X in your check back range. Like I said, everyone has the same stack, right? So any big pot swings every player in a direction they don't want to be swung in. So no matter who loses a pot right now between the 4 of them, whoever loses that pot is the clear short stack. So
Yeah.
no one wants to go in that spot. That's why it creates kind of like a gentleman's agreement that like everyone's playing a bit more passive, a bit like, yeah, I'm gonna limp and you're gonna check, and you know, let's kind of see a flop, and then and they're not like cheating. It's just that is the strategy, because everyone understands if you play big pots right now, you are the most likely to finish fourth, and the difference between fourth and first is massive. I mean, what is it now? It's 200,000. You don't want one decision or one raise or any way you bloated the pot to cause you to lose such a big pot that you miss out on winning 200,000. Oh, we got a 6 spot here. So this was
Go
limp.
for it. Delayed.
Yeah.
The thing, and the kicker here doesn't even play. If we had the ace, it would be
Good fold by Max just instantly. I mean, Queen 10 gets there, which is makes it a fold even easier.
Ace 5 goes for the limp. Queen 4 off here. Definitely could insert into raising with the big little there, but I mean, like you said, this how it shook out to be this even. It does sort of make it like it's very tight. No one wants to be the one to make the mistake to open up and be the short stacker, get eliminated. But ace 5, queen 4 off, and again, ace 5 actually could go for a limp raise.
Yeah, might limp raise it. Yeah, he does. Nice. Yeah, Carlos likes to play very aggressive. And he also likes to accidentally time out and somehow not lose $200,000. Pretty pretty sick find by him.
Yep, that was
It's not the first time it's happened. It has happened in these 10Ks before. I wasn't the one commentating with you, Jeff, but I have seen it happen. It was I feel like such a poker nerd for knowing this. I mean, people watching like, wow, this guy really has nothing to do but watch all the streams. But Sven Anderson accidentally timed out kings once on a final table against an under the gun open because he wasn't sure if he should 3-bet for value or flat. And I remember this because I just remember thinking like, wow, what a sick timeout.
We saw, I think Rodrigo Celowan folded jacks pre to like 11 blind stack too. He didn't.
No, that was on purpose.
Yeah,
I know that one. Yeah, it was a cash reg that opened under the gun off 12 bigs, and Celowan just like snap muck jacks. Like, man, I remember that one. Pretty sick.
Yeah, to be right. Too.
And he was right. Yeah, the other guy had kings. He was right.
Ooh, Max maybe with the limp here and the sixes again, four-handed, very strong hand. Queen 7 off the computer hand. That means if you are dealt the Queen 7 in the middle of a heads-up match, that is dead in the middle of like an expected starting hand. But the four-handed here, Queen 7 kind of turn into a bluff and does outflop sixes.
Yeah, just gonna probably automatically win this. I mean, it's a small size. It's even less than quarter. He went like 22%. Just very sneaky small bet. I couldn't resist but the troll in chat.
With the heart here. I got to pick the first one. We're still four-handed though. We'll get down at 3-4 in heads up as Queen 7 going to win there. First winner. Let's give ourselves a break till three-handed is it's going to be UGD 5595. Winner number 1. 3. There it is. That's our first winner. We'll get the second one once we're down at three-handed. We'll cue that up.
We always have the longest streams, Jeff.
We have had a few. I know we've definitely had a couple. It's like above 3 hour for sure.
It's,
where are we at right now? It's not that like 215, 3.
Not too bad, but the way I'm seeing things, these stack distributions and all this limping and the small ball stuff, because everyone respects ICM so much, I already know there's going to be at least another hour, like a certainty.
Another hour would put us near that's towards record territory. I don't know,
Yeah.
but you're right. You're right. That could be it could be a bit. It could be a bit as we see nothing big probably happening here. 5-6 suited and ace king not gonna find a way to tangle for too many chips. 5-6 suited a much better flop. The queen on the turn.
I need to use the restroom though. I
Yeah, I might
have
at some
to.
point I might have to let you step too because it's we definitely could have a while left. Hope you're enjoying this. This is a fun four-handed 6 Brazilian stars final table. We are down to 3 of the 4 remain are from Brazil. And that's the first giveaway. We got 2 more to come. Don't worry. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a quick one. I had one of my son's first soccer practice, 3-year-old yesterday. I got to go to my 7-year-old just getting back into soccer, and he's missing that today. But listen, I'm here with you guys every Tuesday. There's a show. I will be here as long as I can. This is a fun format, big prizes, big names, and a always a treat to be here. So I appreciate you being here. What's up, man? Burnsy in the house. What's up? It's Burnsy, the OG's been here. You haven't been on a lot, actually, Burnsy. I gotta call you out. You haven't been on a lot. You spent a lot of time on the when I was streaming on Twitch, and we appreciate the support. Even came out to where was that? When I went to Choctaw, you came out all the way out there and got to meet in person. But appreciate you being here. Anyone say hello. Do appreciate it. We are always enjoying new people to step in, and we got so many regulars and a great crew here. The GG Million's been a blast. Been doing this close to 4.5 years and a lot of shows, memorable ones like a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump will tell you it's always different. It's always different. The amount of time, the chips, the who's there, it's just never you're going to get the same thing. And that's part of what is beautiful about final tables. It's similar, but always different. And we are having, again, a very different four-handed breakout than normal.
Yeah, Carlos going for some aggression now because he sees Buschmann is one of the shorter stacks. You said you went to your kid's soccer practice recently, right?
Yeah, 3-year-old. He's like I can tell he loves it. I went my 7-year-old has been before. He did on a team, didn't
Yeah.
love it. Got him out. You're kind of trying a lot of stuff, but he just got back in it today. So he's playing today, missing that one. But again, can't do every event, everything. But I love soccer. I played through college. It's my favorite sport, and it's like it is fun. That's the thing. As your kids start getting there, it's like to play a tournament or do something. It's hard to miss like first, and that it's such a limited window. But yeah, it's all good. That's you can't go to every practice. Especially we start having multiple. If you have multiple, you'll know too. That's the thing. Like
Yeah.
the people that have like 6 kids, I got friends that are one of 11. One of my really close friends has a one of 12 with him and his wife have 11. I'm just like, man, like how are you as a parent? Like, what are you even at that point? What are you trying to
11 kids or 11 like pairs
one
of
had
socks?
11, the other had 12, and they got married. But I'm saying, like, as growing up, like, can you imagine being one of like 10 or 8 or 7 or
Oh,
6,
they
even 5
were.
is
I
crazy.
thought, dude,
No,
I
no,
thought you said they currently together have 23 kids.
no, but they're
Okay.
one of 11 or
They
12.
were okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
growing
mean,
up.
back in the days, baby making was all they had to do, really. They didn't have GG poker and
Right.
online poker and stuff.
Yeah,
You're
it's
bored, you
true.
just go to make a kid.
Just do it. Get the babies out. Jack King, King Nine, King Jack in the lead. Max needs his pot. Not easy to hang on here if he gets pressure applied. Carlos debating will do so. And honestly, the King Jack with not much else left is gonna have to relinquish. And Max had a fairy tale day going from eighth to first. He's now 4 of 4. And he is kind of, as you mentioned, he's sort of now become, the short stack, the prey here. 10-9, definitely could shove this. 10-9, he's the shortest. I think it's close. He limps, and 7-3 as a decision.
Limp call, pair and pair. All right, all right. Oh, he's going for the lead, isn't he? Oh, interesting. Just rips it. Carlos just snap folds second pair. Really interesting. Someone else in chat said that they are part of a 23 kid combined family. Wonder if that's your friend or one of your friends or one of their brothers. I guess when there's 23 of them, it's likely one of them is watching the stream.
Yeah, that's that 23andMe, that site. It's a useful at that point. You do want a lot of relatives, a lot of people to check in on there. But I don't think that's him. But what's up, Regis? Good to see you. And I don't know. I wonder what the record that'd be an interesting Guinness record, like the most combination of siblings or of growing up. Like I don't know. I'm sure there's some crazy stories, but 23 is a lot. That's definitely up there. I'm an only child. Like my wife had big family, but that two-person average is hard to get in the 20 plus. That's
Yeah.
unique. The amount of twins in the world, though, it's a higher percentage than you would think. I think it's like 2 to 3%. Is that right? 1 in 33 or 1 in 40 or something. Or people in the world are twins. That's pretty high, much higher than I
I'm
would.
looking it up because I'm curious. Let's see.
I think I've looked at it and said different things, but I've heard as high as like 1 in 33, but maybe it's like 2% or 1.5%. Because you don't see twins with twins, right? You don't generally they're not together, so you don't know.
Yeah. Two of our close friends are two different friends are both twins. So I'm
My
like,
wife's a
kind of
twin.
checks out. Oh, she's a twin too. Cool.
Yeah. Ace nine suited. We have slowed down. Carlos has done a nice job separating himself. Does peel the 4-5.
Yeah, since that timeout, he's kind of just been on a roll, playing really aggressive and finding some nice, like a lot of kind of small pots that he's won. Finding good situations for them, limp raising a few times. And like somehow Max Buschmann has kind of like I can't really recall any big pots. He's just dwindled down. Sometimes you just kind of run bad and lose a lot of small pots.
Frederick pointed out it's 50-50. You're either a twin or you're not. Yeah, it's an interesting way to look at it, but a little different thought than I had. But that's interesting. As 4-5 going to bluff and could very well work. Ace nine, has
Like a
has the
thin.
hearts, which doesn't like, but does have a
I
nine.
think it was like a value bet. I'm not sure. He had fourth
Oh, he had a
pair.
four. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, not bluffing. Good fold. Nine ace
but I'm
king.
not sure.
Yeah, that's an interesting spot. Very interesting. Carlos starting to cook a little with the three jacks. GTO Wizard gonna tell us to check. AP also now says it's a mandatory check in this spot with the ICM and everything else going on. So if he does do that, at least potentially saving some chips. This makes the board a little more interesting. The queen comes on. It's saying to check again.
Yeah, I think. I mean, your range generally does not also. You are first and second at chips. You don't want to blow pots. So there's that in going into that mentality in general. Like you have to remember that. It's not about your hand strength as much. It's more about what is the situation. Well, we both have a lot of chips. We both don't want to play a big pot. So what are we gonna do about it? Yeah, bet small. I was gonna say you want to bet small here. Okay. So he's supposed to find a really small bet.
All right, getting the second giveaway queued up. We are gonna wait till we get three-handed, but King Jack now is saying to bet small. And Carlos is debating here. Time bank Buschmann, interesting to note, out of time, 1 second left. Everyone else fairly healthy. That's also a huge factor on the show, right? How long it runs on the time bank. Sometimes you got guys where you get down and there's not many people use any time, sometimes multiple people. If you think about it, if everyone uses their time bank or a lot of it, that's a huge swing on the time as well for the stream. But we are getting into what two started at 2:15, so
Nice fold by Allison there. Just kind of understanding like, well, you know, he just has ace high, but it just, what do you beat really?
All right, king nine, ace queen. Real hands here. Pair, ace queen, and open, and then an ace eight though. So this will probably thin down with the ace queen. I mean, is there worldy flats, but probably better to three bet. It's a chip
No,
leader.
yeah.
Too much can go wrong, and he's got too strong a hand. I think it is. Maybe you think ace jack off, or is there is ace jack suited? Like what hands he does
Well, he does
call?
just
Wow.
flat, yeah.
I would think it's just a spot not to do that, but I can see why. I just would also think it's getting deuces going for the set mine there, closing the action, getting a good price as ace queen gonna flop best by far. And Carlos wants to be aggressive, but not this board, not this multi-way action, and gonna respect the button here. Slow it down. That was a big flop. Like if that comes king high or nine high or something, and Carlos gets to pick this up, he goes up to 11 mil. Big separation as it stands.
Yeah.
Bernardo gonna kind of rein it in here a tiny bit, keep it tight with him and AP, and then we got one short stack.
Man, I love trolling chat. I can't help myself, Jeff.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I just love.
Yeah, I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. There is.
Yeah, I'm a streamer, so like you gotta fight chat once in a while.
You can't let them run you over.
No, if I see stupidity, I call it out. I'm not gonna just sit back and let these guys be stupid.
Chat can get carried away, man, but they're great. We got a great group here. 2,700 on queens to king nine. Queens pretty clean. Board should just
yeah.
handled.
Technically, if they were colluding here, why would king nine defend? Whoa, ooh, Jeff, I think gotta start a new conspiracy theory all of a sudden.
There's levels to conspiracies, and
right they're now, watching the stream. They heard what we said, and they're like, "Oh yeah, hold up. We gotta start playing regular."
Okay, we gotta shed Baruzzi first. Ace six suited sixes, great flop for sixes. Queen five. Ace six suited backdoors. Ace high can be good enough defending wide and the big blind. He has options here. GTO Wizard not assisting, but we know he could bet small. Likely could also check, but I think betting pretty much full range that size makes sense. The seven changes nothing, at least other than the counterfeit opportunity with the seven, and ace six suited will have to decide to slow it down or barrel away. Will check. Six has got to feel good by seeing a bet check here.
Yeah. I'm going for a really thin value, but I mean, not really thin because once he checks, kind of gives up. I mean, this is kind of interesting spot where sometimes Allison is going to float hands like Jack 10 of diamonds, Jack 9 of hearts on a flop and has to bluff them on the river. So Carlos actually has a bit of a difficult decision on the river. No, you cannot use GTO Wizard on a final table for the people asking. It shows up part of the stream because, believe it or not, this is a very, very complicated setup that these guys are doing here. And that's why it's so professional. And that's why Jeff is really good at what he does.
This is on a delay. That is the question we get a lot for first-time viewers. This is a tournament. This is a buy-in 10,000 USD on a Sunday, paused at the final table, roughly 200 entrants. That's the kind of the guarantee level, sometimes more, sometimes less. The payouts are listed as cash. And there's reentries available for a certain period of time. And again, this is pause Tuesday, final table, no deals on the GG Millions plate for a winner up top. You see that is the payouts plus the 10K added Bahamar seat in December, 3rd through the 17th, that series. as the GG Million. That will be the 10K GG Million live version seat awarded for that. What's up, Jason? Tuning in. Good to see you. New people in the chat, new friends and familiar faces. King Deuce suited opening, taking down Carlos Ribeiro. Is on the run right now. He is third to start. He was 5.29 odds to win today. He is a big favorite right now. He's got actually 50% of the chips in play, just about, with four-handed. AP with 5 million clean. Started with 5.5 million, the chip leader. So he's sort of slightly, he's been all over the place, but you know, second place. And well, you got a big chip lead. It's nice. You get to kind of play pots and dabble around and see what happens. But he is sort of in the mix to finish to get heads up. And Bernardo started in second. He is in third. And Max was in eighth and currently 4-4. But he's going to be very happy no matter what, with fourth even when he was in eighth. Very short. And aces for Bernardo. I wonder if Carlos, as the chip leader, feels inclined with the ICM pressure there. And this could be problematic. You got Max who's short, but you do flop the weak top pair.
Bernardo pulling up his phone, shooting a text saying, I got aces.
Exactly. He's,
man, I feel like production team hates me for like trolling about this, but I can't help myself. I'm a streamer. I just can't.
Check back. The 8 turns and maybe a lead, right? With check, and the 8 pairing. You got top pair. Lead makes a lot of sense.
Max has 4 big blinds, so this is like a disgusting spot. To like basically, you just don't want to ever bet face a check raise with aces. You don't want to bet face an all in, which actually is not common. You're not going to see many all ins, but there are a lot of runouts that make the spot worse for you. Any jack, any 9. Yeah, and now, I mean, basically Carlos just has a very easy fold on the river because Bernardo's going to check back ace jack and ace king on the flop like always. And now everything got there, so he's not gonna. I mean, yeah, like Carlos. Like, let's say Carlos, if he would bluff king 9 and king jack, and then would check here on the river. Those would be really interesting hands to see what they're supposed to do on the river against the bet. Bernardo's gonna bet. Goes for like a kind of a cheap-ish, value-heavy bet. So like now, if you're Carlos, you're trying to think, okay, what bluffs here? Like, is it not even ace 9 suited? Because ace 9 suited is not calling the turn. So is Bernardo gonna bluff jacks? Nines? No, like I think just like even you see Carlos like he's like not sure if, but like queen is a really easy fold there, I think.
All right, one of the worst hands in poker against a very strong hand.
I feel like he's gonna open it. He's guarantee you this guy's gonna open it. I really I feel like yeah.
Goes big. Similar spot, right? Ace 10 suited, like your hand's so good, but do you just call or do you want to just let him know? So he does call. He gets out flopped in a big way. Do 7.
Oh my god.
Bottom of missionary versus ace 10 suited. I mean, if you're ace 10 suited, this is kind of your nightmare spot because it's like even when he starts, okay, so when he bets big, then you do have 2 overs, nut flush draw, backdoor, and backdoor straight draw, but still, maybe for that price, it's just not quite. You can't hang on.
Kind of a nasty spot. I feel like he should like continue, and then I mean it's like he has to continue. That's the thing, but it is a bit of a nasty spot. And if they were colluding, wouldn't he tell him that I just flopped 2 pair? Oh no. That's too logical, right, Jeff?
It would be, as
it would be too logical.
He's now down. Bernardo in third. Max is on critical support here as he's got not much chips. Ace King for AP as a open with the chip lead 3-7. So you're gonna hear about it.
Yeah, I think Allison just shoves here. He actually in second in chips. This is just a shove. Yeah, like you only even ace king suited, I think, is just a shove. But like kings is an induce, I think. Might be a shove, to be honest. It's like I've seen some crazy simulations about this spot where you're like, you basically don't get to induce much. You're just like, man, I don't want to finish fourth. I don't care if he has ace deuce offsuit. I don't want him to hit the ace.
Yeah. I just put the second giveaway up. It is the GGWSOP is the keyword space WSOP online space your insert your GG Poker username. If you don't have a GG Poker username, you can gift it to someone, share it with them, split it with them. But I'm sure you know someone if you're watching the show that plays online poker. Maybe you don't have a spot that you can that you're able to play for your own. But again, you can gift it as we are doing that second giveaway. Again, the retweet is on Jeff Gross Poker pin tweet. You guys 50 cash. Go there, retweet, guess who wins. That is up and live. And our WSOP online, worth mentioning, that is starting August 16th to September 29th. 33 bracelets, a 5K online, 25 mil guarantee. That's a Guinness World Record, as we see in all in. 4-5 to Queen Deuce. Does the 5 going to deliver a knockout blow almost every time? And it is there. We're down to 3, the podium, and it's an all Brazilian affair with 6 at the final table was a possibility, and that has become a reality. 3-handed, 3 Brazilians. What a stamp on GG Poker right there for the Brazilian community there. Vamos, gente. Boa sorte. I see a lot of Brazilians in the chat, and I'm sure friends and family are watching out there. This is a moment. They did that at Triton. You remember in the Bahamas, one of the big Tritons? It was the final 3.
Allison was one of them, I think.
Yuri, and it might have been.
What? I think Allison was one of them, no?
Yes. Yes.
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
I'm almost sure.
I was there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Allison. Definitely it was Biao. Here, let's just, out of curiosity, since he's here, we can start saying really nice things about him again. Let's see. No, it wasn't João Vieira. Oh, it's João Simão.
Yep,
sorry, Simão, because Vieira is Portuguese, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he won it, and trying to look up the payout. So we're 3-handed. Allison wants to play a bit careful-ish, since Bernardo is one of the smaller stack. Ribeiro just has all the chips and is absolutely loving life. I know, it wasn't Allison. It was Felipe Boyanovsky.
Yes, and Yuri. Felipe, João Simão, and Yuri won it maybe, or I don't know who.
It was Simão won it.
Simão won. He's been on fire too. João Simão's had insane runs.
Yeah, he went to Montenegro and had some big cashes too.
Yeah, he's always planning to go WSOP. He's really turned it on, as we see. How are we doing for our bet? I got AP and Ribeiro, don't I? And
I got Bernardo.
It's Bernardo versus the world for you. Brazil's taking on the title. AP's won before. We'll have a new winner, or AP as Carlos looking to close it off. He was short for a while, right? 1 of 5. I think he was kind of quiet, and then he just really got it going here. What do you think? Does Carlos always, what percent? I mean, 12.4 versus at 7.8.
And his style usually, like, there's a different type of player pool or type of player that in this situation nearly always wins or nearly always finishes top 2. And those are kind of like the aggressive, but more like tight aggressive players. But Carlos is like hyper aggressive. So I think it's also more likely that slightly more likely that he can still finish 3rd than what it usually should be. And I only say this just because I play a very aggressive style, and there's been so many times that like I'm chip leader 3-handed, 4-handed, and when you always take every spot, when you always play very, very aggressive, you're just putting yourself in more of a risk to kind of like make a big mistake or something or double them up. And you've seen like Carlos has been playing pretty much every hand. Like he raised 7 deuce offsuit blind versus blind earlier. Like he's not passing up on any situation. So he's clearly a massive favorite now. He has 66% of chips in play, basically. He should be often winning this tournament.
Yeah,
but I feel
yes.
like anything
Yeah,
can happen.
it's tough. It's tough to say, but you're right. I mean, it's huge. Chips are speak volumes here, and he's in good form right now, picking up pots. And Bernardo is also fairly close to AP. So I mean, yeah, he's going to be able to start leveraging stuff. And wow, finds the river, calls for the
Yeah.
gut shot. The queen or jack were good. He's right about that. Right, probably factoring that into his decision and decides to call. And that's actually going to really, it's going to even it up 4.8, 3.4. He's going to win that. As we see on the website again, 33 bracelets, August 16th, September 29th. That period of time, there will be 33 bracelets awarded, and the Guinness World Record, 25 million guaranteed for the main event. And of course, the website is there. You guys can see for the schedule, with the 22nd being Phil Hellmuth joining and the 29th Alex Foxen. So that will be some great streams too, as a bet here. And I'll tell you, 4-5 does have to give it a think, but this board is pretty ugly. You beat maybe missed hearts. Jack 10 gets home.
Like 10-7, like something like that.
7, 6, 7
7.
suited.
Yeah, that's about it.
He calls. Hello.
Yeah, he thought, like, I feel like he just thinks that he wouldn't bet a queen, but I mean, it's a pretty easy bet with a queen. Or maybe turns like a king high into a bluff or something, but I think that would also check down. All right, 2 even stacks, 1 big stack. I'm telling you, 1 all in, and then Ribeiro is no longer a chip leader, and then changes everything.
Ace 10 suited, definitely too much hand here. Not hear about it 3-handed. He's covering. He's thinking how much 1.2, 1.1 does go for upstairs. Queen 7 suited doesn't have the straight with it with the suited queen high, but in position it's tempting. Although I think just yeah, not going to be enough. Queen 10 suited, queen 9 suited could argue to get in there, as he will go to the 200K level. A little easier to do the math on the blinds. Ace deuce, 3 deuce off, as no one's super short, but 20 bigs, 19 bigs for Bernardo.
Good fold by Allison.
Choose here in a sec. And all right, there it is. The $50 GG ticket winners. Ken Tang is our winner for the second one, 5171. Still one more to do. We also have that tweet available, and I do want to remind you guys about the Substack article highlighting the guest, the final table, and much more. I will drop that in for you guys one more time. That's every Tuesday I put out, showcases the final table, some news in poker. And speaking of news in poker, the main event winner is going to join us on an upcoming GGMillion stream. So be cool to hear from Jumalan. That was a pretty fun run out, right? Pretty cool that he was able to do it. 22 years old, young guy. He said he watched your stream some, and he's excited to come on the show. So we're gonna have him on.
Yeah, he's awesome. I really liked how he played at the final table, and also think already like he's on a path where he wants to kind of keep growing the game and showcase that anyone young can change their life with poker. So I respect that a lot. He's not taking in the money and just leaving the game. Some people have done that, and there's nothing wrong against that. I totally get it. But he just loves the game. He's been grinding for a while, from my understanding. And in my opinion, like, I really liked how he played. Had really good adjustments, and just wants other people to find out about the game.
Yep, that's what I've
See what's gonna happen here.
Ooh, ace jack, ace 6. This is getting again starting on the 16 blinds, territory 17.
Yeah.
Best hand a lot. Gonna get snapped.
Oh,
out here.
wow.
Or ace
Yeah.
jack.
I might lose the dinner flip.
We could be heads up. AP to hold. It's clean. He's got the spades covered. The turn is good. The board pairs, though, that does allow for some chop outs. Club
Could be a 5 or a
could
6.
be a
Nope. Good
big
game.
the jack down to 2. The guys started. I think Bernardo was in second. He's going to settle for third, and Carlos Ribeiro
Yeah.
was in third. So we do have a pretty much the podium went chalk in a little different order. 406, 318. Add that 10K Bahamas seat. So we're playing for roughly 100 grand in the rubber band right here. We got 2,500 on. Giveaways are live. Third giveaway about to start. And again, so much going on, so much action. This is a lot of fun. We are seeing a winner today as we will get it up. The keyword number 3 coming. It is a giveaway, $50 GG ticket giveaway.
They're pretty deep at this heads up too. So like 50, around 45 bigs deep.
Type in the giveaway as we speak. And that third one will be guys. We got ourselves either a first time winner or second. Very even here. 10 mil, 10 mil. Slight edge for Ribeiro, but it is close. Right. We get that third keyword.
Yes, yes. Play pots. Make big pots. End the stream earlier. Let me go change my baby's diaper.
We're in that territory. 350 thumbs up right now. Let me get that. I can't find it. Let me get the third word for you.
Can we just
got it? No, I gotta. Oh, speaking of Montreal, that's right. Here we go. Super Circuits Montreal. That is also August 26th to September 12th. Kind of correlates nicely.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that event. I love poker in Montreal is awesome, and to finally have a big event here again. Like pre-COVID, they used to have a 5K 5 million every few months. I think they did a 10K 10 million once, which was pretty big, and now since COVID, basically not much happened. The biggest event was like a 3 million guarantee, 3K or something like that. And now we're getting a 5K 10 million. It's just awesome. And it's at exactly like the busiest time in Canada. It's on Labor Day. It's a day off for a lot of people. So you're gonna get a lot of people showing up that don't usually play poker. And hopefully one of them like wins and like gets a cool story out of it or something. Or I would like to win it, please.
That's a nice one. That'd be the baby run good's a real thing. All right. Key third word is there for the ticket. The keyword is the GGWSOP space Super Circuit Montreal, and then enter your GG Poker username. Good luck to all of you. Good luck there. Good luck here. Good luck everywhere. Baruzzi, you know the booth magic's real too. So you got the baby and the booth magic coming into a good time for online poker in the Super Circuit Montreal. If you're there, say hello. The Playground Poker guys are unreal. Love it there. I was coming 3 to 4 times a year. 2012. I got on the side. I see the chat up here. It's playing on the side. I've been there a lot of times. I think I've probably been to the Playground Poker like on average 3 years, probably like 20 something times I've come out that way for events there. So a lot since 2012. And we see GTO Wizard and Overdrive here checking 9-10, sort of giving up. But if it's going to bet large, Carlos not shy, Queen 8. He would not shed there. He's going to check, and he does come into a nice 10, which is not enough against AP. But yeah, Playground Poker, unreal spot.
Yeah, they got big events too. I mean, they have a 5K 10 million. They have a 10K 10 million. No, sorry, 10K 1 million. So not a really big. I think they made it a 14K Canadian buy-in, 10K USD. Still like nice event. And then they have a 25K event too. So they're doing kind of like some big high stakes, which I'm planning to play all of them. So I'm kind of pretty excited. Haven't played live in a while.
Yeah, it's fun live when you're in the mood, when you especially it's not like, listen, you get stuck in playing series and stuff where it's every day. It's like it's fun, but it's tiring. When you come in fresh to stuff in your backyard and something you love, I mean, it's great. You get to go home, sleep in your own place and come play hard and do your thing. It's awesome. There is also a meetup game with a grinder and D-Negs there, which is going to be cool. So there's info on that. You guys can check that out. Link, I think GG will drop in there. You can just go to the website, GG Poker. 10's King 6, see a raise. King 6 could 3-bet this one, does call. Hit the 6. as we will keep it rolling here. Diamond for both. Tens are in a great spot here. I mean, got the better draw and the better hand, and it's going to semi kind of not even semi bluff, just sort of value kind of betting. Pretty good board and hits the diamond, so improves. There is better diamonds, queen, king, or ace. Although in a check too, I think you got to get something there. Saying a better on half the pot. People going nuts for this giveaway. The link on Jeff Bros
Yeah.
Poker pin tweet still available for you guys as well. Got to go.
Two flushes.
Pick a winner there. 50 of you have come in for that, and that is a 4 million pot going the way of our start of the day chip leader champion from before as well. So he is off and running, separating slightly, 12 to 8 mil respectively. And I'm going to go through, see your tweets. Don't forget to tag someone on X when you predict who wins and retweet. I see some of you doing that, some of you not. But that is, we need you guys to tag a friend, let them know what's going on here. We are still 2,300 on ace 5, 8, 7, the joint, the nuts, hand rank 1 on the flop, 7, 8, so clean, rainbow. Ace 5, though, not going to love the board. Let's see if it wants to bet something or check. It does check. And for the best at that was not going to be getting a fold, and checks around. Patience shown. 7, 8, no longer the nuts, but the winning hands. And really just checked it all the way, huh?
Yeah, a bit of like small ball heads up poker. No, Allison goes for it's like a 40% bet. Yeah.
You got to believe would be able to turn with the flush, right? So I'd like the flush draw pickup. When you think?
There's some that don't mind checking back, but like an ace hot one really doesn't care about checking back.
There's look at that payout again. 10K added to that first prize for the GGMillion live seat Bahamas December. Put that on your calendar. So it's a 98K heads up, 6 figures between friends. 2 Brazilians. Jack sticks off. That's not a fair fight. 12 mil, 8 mil. Who wins it? AP in the lead. And gonna pick the third winner. Ace 8, Queen 7 on a 3 spade board. As ace 8 in the lead, Queen 7, that mentioned computer hand. That means a dead middle hand in heads up poker. If you get dealt, you can assume that's the dead starting hand, kind of relevant for heads up, right? To know where you sort of stand. In this particular case, he is got the middling hand at ace 8, the better hand. Queen 7 taking a stab, ace 8 gonna fold. Heads up's funny, right? I'm sure you've been surprised at times where you like think of a player's ability, or maybe they're aggressive, and then you get surprised they're too passive heads up or not. So, heads up is an art form. It is something you don't play often. It's generally when you are heads up in a poker tournament. There used to be heads up sit and goes that run online, but you never know how much experience someone really has in that. At this level, you imagine a lot of people have practiced it. Some are relatively versed, but some obviously play more than others.
Yeah, and I think also some people practice, let's say live, and then they go to play online and they don't realize like in live, nearly all the heads ups are big blind ante. So very big, very different strategy because the pot is really big. You have to play pretty much any 2 cards all the time. But in online, there's no big blind ante. It's regular ante. So I knew when I went to Triton earlier this year that like if I was to make a heads up, I had to practice big blind ante heads up instead of what I knew already about playing heads up in these type of tournaments online. Completely different, like really drastically different strategies.
These are 2 relevant nines here. The Jack 9 top pair, of course, and blocking the straight. Ace 9 could just have the best hand, so he is going to call. Can't blame him. He does beat hands that are, there's draws there. So 8 million in the middle. This is a massive pot. And
big one, yeah.
Carlos's way for sure.
Yeah, it was limped and then isolated, I think. That's how the pot got big. So ace 9 made it like 875, 3.5 bigs, and then we got this run out where ace 9 felt confident still being ahead sometimes on the turn, which is definitely the case. Carlos just debating. Well, he's not really debating. He's always going to shove his jack here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's either all in or check, and I think there's no like non all in bet with half SPR on
Yeah.
the top pair, so he does go
He leaves
effectively
himself
all
2
in,
blinds.
and AP has a consideration, but yeah, it's gonna fold. Gonna give that credit there, and rightfully so. Was behind, good fold, and flip the script. Now Carlos in first, and am I chalk dinner though? Right? Is this my two guys? There's a bonus for
Yep,
that or no?
that's your 2
I do
guys.
have this one, but you had some credits and dinner, and still think you got dinner. But this is important. This was an important one for me. You're blowing me out today.
You're finally catching up on your dinners by winning some of these.
I love it. I love it. King 6 3 7. Ooh, bottom two versus a weak flush draw. Likely not a huge pot here, but as the turn comes in,
Yeah, just with the king of hearts, it'd be interesting, but
2,300 on. We are heads up, and it is coming down to it. Oh, third winner. Let me get that. We do have that underway. I got to pick that out as we see that. And shout out to RB. Shout out to Valor, man. My guy over there, RB Rich in the house. I see a very, very exciting few weeks of poker. I can't wait for that 25 mil online, as well as the 10K 10 mil GGMillion special edition. That's end of September, but we're coming into the huge action everywhere, live and online. And the winner for the third giveaway today is Davis FKK. That is you, my friend. Winner number 3 of 3. So that is there. 10-9 Jack King, Ace 5 of diamonds here. Ace high in the lead, 9-10 as a gut shot. That is our third
yeah.
winner. Congrats.
Oh, gets him to fold. Nice.
Yeah, he does force the fold. 4 deuce 8-6 off, 4 deuce suited, raising. Heads up, everything looks pretty good. There's a flush draw. Yeah, congrats to Davis taking that down. And you guys still have a chance to get the tweet out there. See some new people getting in. Tag a friend, retweet that, and tweet Jeff Knows Poker 50 cash. Ruzi, if you win, I'll double it up. If you are the winner today, good luck.
No, my guesses are all wrong, I think, because I bet on the guys.
You don't have to guess it right. You don't have to guess right. It's just to enter. You just tweet. It's just for to enter. You don't actually have to get it right. That's not how.
Oh, I see.
I should clarify that. I usually say that, but also at the meetup game, Montreal, D Negs, Ms. Rocky, Mr. Michael, the WSOB champ, Daniel Cates, Jeff Platt, Jonathan Little, Greg goes all in, Abby Poker, Andy Sachs coming out there. It'll be a very fun meetup game. And yeah, RB in the building, watching right now, taking a few poker notes as we are seeing Ace 3, Jack 3. Here we see a pair and pair, but the Jack of Spades, the best draw.
Interesting if he goes for the barrel here. Barrel is really good, I think, with a spade. So many, like even a 4x is just like not happy about calling twice.
Yep. It's back to 10 a pop. 10.2,
Yeah.
10.5.
No
They're
deals.
saying literally, are we coming in on what's it, 3.5 hours, I believe?
That's not the longest. Don't worry. I did my research once. No. We did 4 hours 15 minutes once.
That could be the longest show ever, actually.
I looked it up. I was curious. I'm a data nerd, and after our last one, I think we did a 4-hour one. I was like, oh, maybe this is the longest. And I looked it up. I think the longest you ever had was like 4 hours and 40 minutes. And but it was one of those like final tables where it was like 10 million, like a really big one. So it's going to be bigger, I think, usually, because everyone has more chips and there's a lot more money on the line. Everyone's like thinking it through.
Yep.
But yeah, you've had some final tables that are so fast. They're just like 2 hours, 30 minutes. And I hate
there's been like an hour 20 or 30 before, an hour and 40, I think, maybe once, like stuff like that. But they're not
really.
Let's say the average is 2.5. That's like
yeah, I see a lot of like 240 minutes and stuff, but I hate you. I've never had these short ones. It's always been a grind.
Well, this is definitely wide open here with a Jack 8-8-7. The 6 on the river going to give the best hand to the Jack. Both players going to be content, although some chips could go in here, both with the Jack and the 8, both relevantly strong. Hard to make pairs. The board's paired, but check, and Jack has to go for a bet here. Does go big and gets called quickly. Yes.
I'm such a nerd, dude. I'm looking it up again. I just want to know what your longest one is and with who. I have a way to look. Oh, I found it. Yeah. Okay. 4 hours 26 minutes.
Okay, that sounds
with the Razvan Balea 2 months ago, actually, so it was kind of recent.
Yeah, there's been maybe 5 or 4 hours, so it's right in that there is ace-6 versus 9-10 suited. Very real hands here, and a big board for the 9-10 suited. Ace has that spade, but that's backdoor, and ace high not loving this board. Probably check back. That makes it a little more interesting with the now top pair has a gut shot and a diamond in there. And 9-10 going to make the boat, was already ahead.
Yeah, this could be, I mean, he might go big bet.
Nine 10 boat. Nice to make a boat. Hard to make a pair. Heads up too. Gets snap called. And
snap.
Pete is down to 9 mil advantage. Carlos, and again, first time would be a first time win for Carlos, and AP with a would be second time win.
All right, there's double checked. You never had an 5-hour long stream. We've confirmed the data.
How are you seeing so quickly? You're just going through and seeing.
Just using the search function. I have all of your streams on GG's channel open. Then you go through the function and you search exactly for 4 hours. Yeah, and like I said, the longest is 4 hours 26 minutes.
Wow, how many 4 hours have there been? Like 3, 4? Not many.
Yeah, I see 2, 3. 3 of them. 4, yeah.
Yeah. All right, queen 6, queen 9. No one with anything here. Queen 9 in the lead. 6 with a little better draw. Both have a straight draw of sorts. Queen 9 going to call. The 10 on the river. No diamond either for any player. Not even one. As we see again, not much money. I mean, queen 9 actually is going to go for the bluff and had the best hand. Picks it up.
Yeah. Well, now he has a decent lead.
Deuces 4-5. 4-5 off, covering, going to call. Brick board. No player loves that. Deuces has the best hand. 3 scary overs. Always going to be the case unless makes a set, and will bet probably small. Try to win it here. Doesn't. Board pair is going to feel better about that. 4-5 high. Not interested. Deuces on delayed C bet. Doesn't bet there. That's
I'm so surprised. Yeah.
To not bet either street there is weird, but all right, no problem.
Yeah.
AP. Weird good. AP is a great player. I'm never questioning this level. These guys know exactly what they're doing, where they're at. But that one, maybe saw that one get away. Maybe a slight mistake or whatnot. Queens to ace 5, 2 very real hands. And honestly, this is with the limp, could go limp raise and then could get violent here. Let's see. Queen's going to shoot it up. 875. Ribeiro.
He likes to play aggressive. We've seen him kind of limp raise, limp shove in these spots. So curious if he's going to choose aggression here or just protect his limp call range with like some good ace X.
Wow.
No, just goes
He's going to do it. It's all in. Queens to ace 5. Queens to hold, have a big lead. It is an ace on the flop. Ribeiro is 1 river away. Has to fade the queen or the spade. Slow peel. It's so slow. It's the ace. And that is GG to Mr. Ribeiro. He came in third. He finishes first. Takes down AP. Denies him the second title. What a finish there. And it was a Brazil affair. Top 3. All Brazilians, 6 out of the 9 at the final table. we're Brazilians. And what do you got to say? But prazer to all the Brazilians out there. Congrats, parabéns. What a day. What a performance. And tell me your takeaways, Ryan. Give me your synopsis of this final table.
I mean, Brazil just dominated this final table. We had Max Buschmann, who tried to kind of put in a little dent at one point, but their aggression was too much. And yeah, really cool final table to see. We saw like wild stuff. We saw a lot of like big pots, unnecessarily big pots, as we kind of predicted. And congrats to Ribeiro, first time having his like a big title like this. Allison probably, not happy about not getting his second title, but second place, can you really complain? Came in as chip leader. Could have been out in 4th and 5th when he was last place a few times, but kind of grinded it out and then just got unlucky in the end.
Yeah, well said. Basically broke it all down there. Again, a very healthy, long stream. We had a great show, over 3,000, 1,800 still sticking around. Appreciate all of you. Pre-game every week. We got the champ, WSOP GGMillion, in a few weeks being on. We got big game, big guest, big weeks always here. And of course, we're coming into the WSOP GG online series that is coming up in a very short order. Was it August 16th to September 29th? And of course, Phil Hellmuth will be here for the main on the 22nd of September. Alex Fox on the 29th for the 10K GGMillion, big 10 mil. So plenty to play for. Lot going on. I think you mentioned there was a part of the 33 bracelets. There might be like a 1,500 10 mil or something crazy.
Millionaire Maker. That's the event. It's a really, really big one. And a lot of big events. I mean, honestly, there's a 5K and a 10K. There's just plenty of daily events too that are just really worth playing. So yeah, I think awesome schedule to look at too.
Awesome. Well, again, appreciate from us, from GG WSOP, the team. Can't wait for that. We'll see you in Montreal. Again, big stuff. Congrats. Thank you for the time. Congrats on the baby, and congrats on your future win coming. I know you got the run good magic coming in. But Baruzzi, for his 5th time on the show, thank you again, my friend. See you soon, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. See ya.